POC the flame like yellow. We was in the east detention project, girls that's after count. Well, I used to tell myself in what can out. If you're from the friend that never would be announced back in 04 when Gavin went around the house, I was spectating. Nigga that said it was playing a checkmate. You bleeding out of range, we used to give you niggas headspace. Putting quarter over to get you out on the next day. Blood in my hand, yo bitch, that's how I get laid. Fucking with your shorty, get my briefs like He-Man. Like Thomas and Trent can't do it, like yes we can. Keep it 6, nigga, we keep 6. We can handle this like man, I'm getting some G shit. Sex tripping niggas switching colors like beasticks. The money that we pulling on you, money you read with. You'll see shit. What if they ones, all I see is the snake ones. The cats that put work in their pocket and got no cake from. If a person bringing no 6 plus, I'll make one. And if that shit don't come easy, nigga, I'll take some.
Now you're gonna have to do that shit.
I'm trying to do that.
Shout out Dre Bars.
Fucking calling me on, man.
Might have to make this our might have to make this our theme song, man.
Gotta call you back.
Yeah. Turono Talks, baby. What up? What up? What up?
I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, figure that shit out, please. Somebody get at us. Let Stone know. Someone's gotta let Stone know how you go live on IG on a fucking iPhone.
Hey, Facebook.
iPhone is this Droid.
Yeah.
Samsung.
You
Piece
gotta
of
turn
shit.
me up on my headphones, please.
Yeah.
Turn me up a little bit on my headphones.
So this is just a pre-show. We're just starting up, getting ready.
Yeah, we pre-showing, you know what I'm saying?
I got like 50,000 notifications here on my laptop. It's kind of annoying.
And they
But
do
what up to the
copy
people?
dirty out here.
Yo, before we start this, Dustin got me bluffing, so if I say some dumb shit, yeah.
Shut him alone. Turn me up in the headphones. I can't hear anything in these
You
headphones.
turn me up a little bit in the headphones.
Turn me up a little bit.
Oh,
There we go. There we go.
All right.
Word.
So,
Shout out to my boy Jimmy, who already he's gonna hit us up and be like, "Yo, faders are maxed." He says that every week we do this.
I think I got it.
yo, New York City, it's your boy Young Hova.
Is this right? Let's see.
Shot Town.
I think this is
What's
it.
going on now?
No,
Can I
that's
talk
like
to y'all
a
for a
story, I
minute?
think.
Okay, so that is,
Just
do
give
I
me
figure
your
this shit
your
out?
time, people. I don't want much.
Yeah.
Let me Google that
What's
shit.
going on? What's
Exact.
going on?
All right. 1, 2, 3 into the 4.
Yeah.
Hey, Turono Talks. Yo, Stacy Brizzle, the poo bag.
What up, Stacy? How you
What's
doing?
up? What's up?
Yeah. So it was a busy week, man. Crazy week.
Yo, it's been a crazy week. The first thing I want to say about this week is,
What do you want to say?
yo, let's not even go there so far. All right, let's get into it. I'm not gonna go there right off the top, yo.
All right.
Let's go left real quick. Yo, episode 8 rape. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of weird. I hope
Yeah.
you. That's
Yeah, that's a segue.
So, segue to a
Segue.
cause?
Yeah, the causeway. Segue to the causeway.
So disappointed. Not that he got convicted, that he actually even did anything, man. That's some fucked up shit.
That definitely is, man. Like that.
Ruined my childhood, motherfucker, just like a bambada. Fuck out of here.
Oh man.
Wow.
Fuck
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like when your heroes really start fucking with you and start doing some stuff, and it kind of like they let you down like that. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of sitting there trying to digest that, and you know, it's definitely, I guess, you know, he's guilty, so definitely has to do that. And you know, unfortunately, what happened to the women and whatnot. You know what I mean? But it's just like such a mindfuck to think like, oh, Lil Cosby, like Fat Albert, you know, the Cosby Show, like, you know what I mean? This guy was, there you go, you know, he was the pinnacle of positivity, and you know, he fucked up. Big
Yeah,
time,
but one
man.
thing I gotta say about that though is when anybody practices being too fucking perfect, they're a shitty person, yo.
I feel
For
you.
real. And that's why, yo, and that's another segue, you know, but we can keep talking about Cosby for another second still, y'all want it, but yo, no disrespect to the boy, but I think that's the segue right there. You know where we're going with that.
Yeah. Where we're going with it. I don't know where we're going with it at all, because
Yeah.
we've kind of been all over the place today.
All right, do we want to say anything else about Cosby?
I don't know. What can you say about it? It's a mindfuck, you know?
Do you think he deserves it?
If he did it, he deserves
Yeah.
it.
If he did
Yeah,
it,
come on. That's a, you know, that's a given, man. If he did it, he definitely deserves that.
Do you think he did it?
Yes, he admitted to doing it.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
he did it. Come on. He did it. Yes.
If he did it and they got evidence and he slipped drinks and girls, whatever, and that's it. What can I say? I wasn't there.
Did you hear about him getting a stale hot dog bun thrown out of the first day and saying he was under siege?
No, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's today. Is that what happened
Yeah,
today?
that came out today. I read it right before you guys got here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a satire news
Yeah, it's
site,
gotta be
but
satire.
you
Come
know,
on.
come on, how funny is that?
That's satire.
That's still hot dog blood.
That's satire.
That's the least of your concerns. But nah, yeah. Cosby shit's fucked up. If that's all we want to say, do I think he's guilty? I think I don't know. I can never tell you because I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't have DNA evidence. I mean, the proof looks pretty pretty bad in Cosby's favor. You know what I mean? But I mean, they could set up Michael Jackson. They could set up anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about Michael Jackson?
No, Michael Jackson, I don't think, you know, the family that tried to sue him, it came out later that
One of them. One
they
of
set
the
him up.
many.
One of the many? I don't know how many were there?
I heard there was over 50 cases put against him in
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
There were not over 50 cases put against
There weren't that
Michael
many that were mainstream, but I heard over time.
Oh, wow.
Now, Charlemagne the God said that. I never researched that. That was more than I thought, but he's stated it in a number of different instances.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you got that big of a platform, you're saying some shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to have some research on that. And he argued with someone once because someone was like, "Nah, he's only got 3," and he's like, "Nah, he's like that the fucking evidence is out there."
Yeah. No, that's a lie if that's the case. But you know what, man? From what I've read and what I've seen, Mike was set up with the ones that were in the media. I don't know anything about the other ones. I'll look into that shit. You know what I mean? But as far as I know, the ones that were in the media, it came out that he was definitely set up. And I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Mike was really into that, Corey Feldman, for example, who's a serious advocate against, as everybody should be a fucking advocate against this stuff, but Corey Feldman, who's wants to expose the industry for this stuff, Corey Feldman would have came out a long time ago and been like, yo, Mike fucked me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he idolizes that guy. He knew everything about Mike. Macaulay Culkin would have, the guy who played Webster would have. One of those people would have came out, you know what I mean? I think,
Facts.
Mike was getting it on the down low. He just had an image to project, you know what I mean? He you know what I'm saying?
My personal opinion, let's not rest in peace, Michael. We just talking. My
What up
personal
to all the
opinion,
people watching?
Michael Jackson, first off, before anyone goes in at me, Michael Jackson is my favorite entertainer, musician of all time.
These beards, man.
There's no one I like more than Michael Jackson. No hip hop, no nothing. Michael Jackson is my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that I don't mean disrespect by saying this, but my opinion is that Michael Jackson was down low gay. You never
think
saw
so?
him with girls. His kids aren't even his kids. It's yo,
Man.
dude was down low. In my opinion, down low gay.
Okay. Well, a lot of people might think that, you know what I mean? I could definitely understand them thinking that with Mike. But I think, again, he had an image to protect. And
Well,
I don't even think
he could be open about that kind of shit at the time he was coming up. You know what I mean? He was the first black artist ever played on MTV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He broke down doors. So that's my personal opinion. Because you never seen Michael Jackson rolling with a broad ever.
Yeah, he did.
Not much.
Yeah, he did.
Not
back
often,
in the days,
man.
he was dating
back in the
Tim
days.
O'Neill and
Back in the
he was affiliated with a
days.
few. He was doing his thing.
There was a point.
He was doing his thing. But he's living a crazy life. What can he do? Where's he gonna take his girl?
I don't know.
What
Think
can
about
you-
Leonardo DiCaprio. He's that same superstardom. He can't go anywhere.
Nobody is in that category of Michael Jackson. He's in a whole
Of
other
celebrity,
fucking
though?
Yeah, no. Nobody ever.
I don't know, man.
I think he's the biggest celebrity ever in the history of mankind.
The
Ever.
difference is, he is definitely one of them, 100%, if not the.
The.
But I don't know, man. Other celebrity,
I think he was banging him down.
I don't
He
think so.
didn't want to brag.
I don't think so.
And he's just so busy. He's making so much money. There's so many people, so
Even
many
people in the
handlers
industry,
around
though,
him.
man. People Prince was known to roll with broads. You know what I mean? There's dudes who were known to roll like broads. No matter how suspect the way they dressed or acted was.
Prince is
you know
the
what I'm saying?
king.
Michael Jackson wasn't even full border of suspect. He was that borderline of being cool, but a tad bit suspect.
Right?
But honestly, my opinion, that's my personal opinion, man. I can't see any other reason why. If you're that big of a person, you're smashing.
Nah, you want to know why? Like I said, he had an
Yo.
image to protect. I think at the
I've
end of
read
the
his
day,
biographies and shit too, and you know how much he loved Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
He had you know what I mean? She was
that's like a second mom.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But a lot of his relationships with women, if you look at them, I'm trying to think of the other girl. Was it Diana Ross?
What up?
But a lot of women that he ever got close to, he was very, 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 very just like he looked up to them like mothers, like every woman, like.
Well,
There's not many stories, and like any woman who was in a relationship with Michael Jackson, like that Presley girl and stuff, like they all have like kind of awkward accounts of their relationship. They're like, you know, like.
That Presley shit was weird.
It kind of was.
Yo,
but they're both,
his kids aren't his kids. I don't know, man. My personal opinion is that Michael Jackson just didn't have a thing for women, but his career was built off making songs about women. So like, you can't really come out with that.
Yeah. Well, maybe they were about dudes like Luther, like.
And plus, we could go like, we could go into the rumor category, but you know what people say about Quincy too. You know what I'm saying? So
Quincy got kids though. So
yeah, but that could be a different thing. You know what I mean?
So
that could
Wayne
be
got Wayne's kids
that
too.
could be cocaine and fun for
Wayne
some
got
people.
kids too.
But you know, maybe someone like Mike didn't do cocaine or didn't find
I
it
don't
as
think
fun.
Mike-
Maybe he had.
Hey, he did painkillers. That's what killed him.
That's true.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's surprising when you find out the drugs that some of these celebrities are on. But the thing with Michael Jackson is, like, I think even his voice and stuff, that wasn't his real voice.
Yeah.
He had a deeper voice. You know what I
Not
mean?
really, man. Even when he talked in
I mean-
interviews and shit, it wasn't. And as he got older, it like got like lighter.
No, I think he had a deeper voice than that.
Actually,
Way
no.
deeper
Even
voice.
like no. Even when he was a teenager, everything like man, I've seen like everything Michael Jackson you can
Yeah.
see.
I also think too, when he got into that fire, it fucked up his life, bro.
That
Pepsi
was like a
commercial
straw.
was-
That was
yeah.
a straw.
That Pepsi commercial,
was a
you know what I
straw
mean?
right
Like
there.
that kind
That's
of
where
like
shit
fucked
was-
this whole shit up.
Yeah, well, that's when he really
Bro.
got hooked on painkillers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when everything went
I didn't
south.
even know he wore a wig, bro. I didn't know he was wearing a wig until he died, and I saw the pictures. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Michael's wearing a wig. I had no
Do you know
idea.
what the crazy shit is like, yo, once again, MJ's my favorite of all time. This is no
Shout out Michael
disrespect.
Jackson,
But if you
man.
were rocking a wig all them years, you could have had a nicer
He did have a
hairdo.
skin condition.
Like, how you gonna have a hairdo that whack and like you were rocking a wig? You could get anything.
Hey, man, he fell in love with the Jerry curl and it just stuck. You know what I mean? He had to slow grow that shit
It
out.
was like a
you know?
weird, not even like full Jerry curl. Like at the end though, you know, it was like
Yeah.
like a perm meets a I don't know, man. His hair was like all over the place.
Look, man, shout out Michael Jackson, because like you said, you know what I mean?
He
like,
had the
that's your
L hair
favorite.
before the
I
accident.
grew up on him.
Jerry Curl Mike is the man.
Yeah.
Even the
Any
long
Mike is
Jerry
the
curls,
man.
like Bad Mike, you know what I mean? He's the
To
man.
me, any Mike is the fucking
Mike
man.
is the
Like,
man.
He's the biggest celebrity of
I don't
all
care
time.
if he was getting poom or getting pause, you know what I'm saying? But
Word.
Michael is the man. But that's just my personal little. But the segue we were talking about. Well, I said, anytime somebody acts like they're too fucking proper or good, they're like some of the filthiest motherfuckers out there.
Okay.
I know Stone agreed with that. He said true. Just put him back on blast before this goes where it goes.
That goes right back to Bill Cosby,
That
right?
goes right back to Drake.
Oh, man. You can go right with the Drake things, eh?
Yeah.
I feel you. Fuck, okay.
Good guy.
Go in with
Luck
it.
is on your side.
Go in. So you really think, like...
I fuck with Drake, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love Drake.
So I mean, like, are you in the camp that thinks, like, you know, he's doing something nefarious by possibly emailing this girl or
I don't
texting
even get
the
into
girl
all that
or-
because I don't know what's good, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can base opinions when I know everything that I can about somebody and, you know, my full extent knowledge,
Yeah.
like what I was just saying about MJ. Like, no disrespect, but that's my personal opinion. For him
Okay.
being the type of person he was, but with Drake, I don't know enough about him, but I just do know that, firstly, before any suspect information ever came out
Yes.
about anything, I was in the camp that I'm like, yo, you're pushing this good guy image too hard.
Right.
It's like, you know what I mean? The person that'll steal from you will be the homie that's around, always talking about he would never steal from anybody.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody always puts off an image almost that they want to, like, to divert themselves from the worst parts of themselves. So I think anybody, it's like the Cosby thing, you know what I mean? But, like, anytime somebody presents themselves to be too proper or
Yeah.
too good of a person or too, they're just, like, they're hiding a really shitty part of themselves, in my personal opinion.
True.
And yeah, man, I don't know. Drake's been on that train for a long time, so I personally think that's why, like, you know, we can look at these shit with, like, you know, what's her name, the 14-year-old in the text, or even the 18-year-old girlfriend, and him knowing her since she was 16 or whatever, right? Like, I really don't care to have an opinion on either end. But if I was to take a guess, and I'm not saying this because of Drake's image he puts off or their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more looking at it from, like, if you're like, I'm already looking for things because I'm like, yo, you push a good guy image too hard. There's got to be something more to it. You know what I mean? Nobody just goes hard on something without a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, that's what I see. You're hiding a shitty part of yourself. Like, I don't know if it you know, partly I thought maybe before it was just the way you dealt with people. Like maybe you used people a lot in life, you know what I mean, to get you
Yeah,
somewhere and then dismiss them, or you know what I mean, like we're a ladder climber. But that's not even like really shitty people activity. You know what I mean? A lot of people do that shit. As shitty as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not something you divert and hide from. And so when I start seeing this shit come out, I'm kind of like, yo, I could see this being grooming. You know what I mean? Like, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
Because you got something about yourself you're hiding. You're pushing the good guy image way too hard. So what
Yeah.
what are under those layers that you don't want us to know?
Well, I mean, I
And
can
then
definitely agree with what you're
when
saying.
you start
man.
to see numerous red flags pop up, then that's when it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Now I have basis for a conspiracy. This is a
Right.
court of law. I
Yeah.
look at everything like a court of law.
Shout out to people tuning in right
Everything
now.
like a court of law. Like if
Yeah.
I can present a reasonable argument to present this case,
Right.
then we're going forward with it. That's
No,
how I look
okay.
at things in life. So Drake at this point, I don't necessarily think he was grooming, but I think there's something he's hiding about himself. And if more red flags start to pop up, I'm definitely
Right.
be riding on that side.
But here's my thing though, man. You know, we're talking about, you know, saying
But
Drake
like
doing
with
this,
R.
whatever.
Kelly, it didn't take it took more than 15 years for us to find out what was
No,
really
no,
on
no, because R. Kelly was, you know, so we already knew, people already knew what he was doing with Aaliyah and whatnot, you know, when he
Yeah,
was like
but
28 and
it
she
was
was
the
14.
same thing. Like, oh, yo, let that slide. Like, no, he's not like that. You know, like,
No,
and
but-
then he pisses on a 14-year-old girl's face, and you're like,
I
he
feel you.
wasn't like that. And then this fucking
I
this
feel you
next
like
shit
that.
comes, and you're like, oh fuck, I guess
Look,
he
but
was
at
like
the end
that.
of the day though, man, this girl's 18, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier, you know, people kind of made a fuss, but not the same type of real fuss they made with Jay and Beyonce. Because
Yeah.
Jay knew Beyonce before she was 18.
Well,
and,
see-
and I'm sure that the label, I read in a book that Nas, or an interview Nas was doing or whatever, Sony was trying to, or Columbia was trying to get Nas to date Beyonce.
Word.
But Nas didn't want to date Beyonce. And eventually, you know, she started showing up dating Jay-Z.
Word.
And then, you know, they married, you know what I mean? There's a 12-year discrepancy through them.
So it was a business transaction type.
It might have been a business transaction. What up? What up? Shout out to all the people
What
watching.
record labels like, yo, we want you to date her.
Exactly, right? But how about this though? You know what I'm saying? Because I did some research early on it, so
Fucked up.
I got some numbers, you know what I'm saying, some comparison numbers for this. A big one, Dane Cook. Dane Cook is 45, his girlfriend is 19 years old.
Who?
Dane Cook, the comedian.
Who's that?
Yo, you don't remember Dane Cook? He's kind of a lame ass comedian. He kind of
Yeah.
got called out for stealing people's
That's
jokes.
his granddaughter. Daughter, maybe granddaughter, depending how young.
That
Yo.
kind of could be, right?
Yo.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is 42, dating a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? So,
But see, I think there's a difference though. Maybe
What's
not
the
so much in the
difference?
Leo shit, but
What's the difference?
What was the other one you said?
Dane Cook. Dane Cook's 45, dating a 20-year-old.
Wow.
So that's
Yeah.
only 1 year or 2 years older
Dirt
than Drake's
bag.
girl, but he's got 15 years on Drake. You know what I'm saying? So,
But see, at what line do you draw it though, right? Because like, let's say you
That's
met
what
the
I'm
girl when
saying.
she was 30, knew her for 5 years, and then you started dating her, but you still had that age gap. I think that's different than meeting her when she's 16 and playing a certain role in her life, and then wifing her up when she's 18.
Look, I know if
is what it is.
I know
feel
I'm
you.
an associate. I ain't gonna say friend. I'm gonna be very careful what I gotta say.
Shout out to the friend.
Yeah, he worked at a community center,
Oh, wow. You just,
and
fuck.
it's not like he was.
I don't know who this is, but you're
I'm
giving a
just
lot of
saying,
information right now.
he, based on the laws of the land, when by the time they're 18,
Look at Matthew McConaughey.
I'm not
He's
saying it's
fucking
right.
lying.
I'm just saying, like,
No, I feel you. But remember,
By the
Dudes
rules.
will do this.
remember
Like,
what
let's
was
just
was
put
it?
out there.
What was the name of them? Dazed and Confused. Know what I love about these high school girls?
I get older
And they just stay the same age. You know what I mean? So I don't condone grooming in any particular way. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, he's fucking condone. I don't condone that shit. If Drake did that shit, you know,
what
whatever.
is grooming?
You know,
Though? What's the definition?
I guess getting them ready for when they're ripe or whatever.
Well,
so
what
that
you
can
do
pick
is
'em
like,
and-
you know,
I
because
don't know.
when girls are that age,
Shout out all the
and when men are
people.
that age,
Yeah,
but
very
when girl-
impressionable. Yeah.
Anybody, yeah, very impressionable, right? Especially from somebody older taking.
I loved older women when I was younger. I still do,
Hey.
but I did. Like, I'm sorry, I was.
like older women now,
Yo,
man.
MILF
you know what I'm
gang.
saying?
That's Gilf gang for this guy over here. I'm just playing. I'm playing.
I'm just saying, oh, nah, it's hard now.
Well, when you posted that Madonna video earlier, I was like, yo, when she
Oh,
dropped this, I
she
would have
was
seen
young.
that.
Yeah. And how old were we?
She was still old then.
Yeah, but
That's
when we were
music.
young, when she was popping, how old were we?
But when she was first popping, I wasn't even born. You guys were like
Yeah.
youngins.
Yeah.
When
Hey,
she was in
yo,
that Vogue era.
speaking of like guys who like older women, Hugh Jackman, how old do you think his wife is? He's 49. How old do you think his wife is?
86.
Oh, what? No, 62. But what?
Ooh.
86. That would shock me if Hugh Jackman was married to an 86-year-old. That'd be kind of fucking weird, to be honest with you. But
I would
those
date an
relationships do
86-year-old,
exist.
but only for 1 year while she was 86. And every day I would just come home playing like Criminal Minded by BDP and like,
Oh wow!
you know what I mean, just
trying to scare her. And,
no, I would just be as 86 as I possibly could.
Oh, like just everything from the year
yeah,
86.
everything from 86. Like I'd be, you know what I
Okay,
mean? Like, rocking
okay,
Force
that's
Ones
kinda
and shit
dope.
Like that. I'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
picking a fucking year to run with.
Yeah, just run with that year. Like, you know, it's 86 this year. You know what I'm saying? And then when
Yeah.
she's 87, I'd be like, yeah, do I keep this going?
Yeah. That's kind of dope. I like that. That'd be hilarious. But no, I mean, like I said though, if
Guilt
Drake,
Squad.
if Drake did groom this girl for that, then
Which you
shame
don't
on
know.
fucking Drake
Which
because
we don't know.
exactly, I'm not gonna slander
why
the
I'm
guy
not saying
because
he
we
is.
need that money. We need to get that. What's
Hey,
the line?
yo, shout outs to Drake, you know what I'm saying?
There's that
OVO,
line.
That's what we talking about. Let's get that interview, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Roy Woods,
Yeah.
shout outs party.
But I hope he didn't. If he did, then fuck him. If he didn't, listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna slander the man. I'm not gonna say anything negative on the man's name or anything like that. But it happens in Hollywood. It does happen. And just before you even say anything, on the whole situation of him texting
we
the
ain't even
14-year-old.
filming on this shit.
Yeah, I gave that to you to set up, man.
Oh, I didn't know I was on camera.
You're on camera, so you got the battery and stuff. But on the whole notion of him like texting this girl or whatever, I think it's on some, you know, like he's a fan of that show, you know, for one, and he wants to be relevant with the younger crowd, maybe invest in the show, or you know what I mean. I wouldn't be surprised if his name comes up, or maybe a management
That's what
company
managers are
has.
for.
No, I think he's gonna go that route. I think you know what I mean. He's looking at it like, okay, there's money in here or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like it's not as big as people think it is. If it was, I think this girl's parents and whatnot would be all over it. I wouldn't even be surprised to find out they have the same fucking publicist or same business lawyer or, you know what I mean, same rabbi or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's how the industry works, you know? Like, not everybody's a pedophile,
I mean,
but the ones who are should be
Woody Allen
castrated.
married
So.
his 12-year-old stepdaughter.
And that's
when she
just
became of age.
fucking weird.
When
You
you
know?
became of age, that's grooming.
So I
That's
don't-
grooming. That's weird. That is
Yeah.
nasty. That's a
was a
whole
foster
other
kid,
level.
too,
Oh,
right?
great. One of the great boxers did too. I can't remember.
Mike
who.
Tyson. I remember you.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. Yeah, Mike
brought that up
Tyson.
in the last show.
Yeah, his like one of his best friend's daughters. I was
Yeah,
about to
yeah,
bring up
yeah,
Mike
yeah,
Tyson.
yeah.
She's like, you know,
Yeah.
20 years younger
Yo,
than him.
actually, I'm not endorsing this information though. Yo, do you got your card on you?
I gotta go get it. 1 second.
Hey, I'm not endorsing anything against Mike Tyson because I mean, even Roy Jones almost forced Fat Joe to lean back. So I'm chilling on that. You know what I mean? Shout outs Mike Tyson. Let's get that money, Playboy. Yeah, well, no. Do you have an opinion on the matter, though, Stone?
Well, what opinion do I need to have? If you're a pedophile, you're a pedophile.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, that's what it comes down to. You're right there.
True.
That's what it comes down to. Like the whole thing about grooming. Well, I can't really say it if I'm not there. I don't know the situation.
Exactly.
Like Drake talking to that 14-year-old girl about guys. First of all, what kind of advice is a 30-year-old giving to a 14-year-old about guys?
Exactly. It's super sketchy, in my opinion. And I personally, like I said, think Drake's hiding something.
I get it.
But
That's something
that doesn't mean that's what he's hiding. He
Yeah.
could be hiding the fact that he shits his pants. Like, you don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Right, so
No, I think if anything, he's probably telling, listen, you're an actor. You're gonna do these guys right now, they ain't gonna be in your life and it's gonna fuck up your money, so get your fucking money. I think it's
You
stuff
mean
like that.
Yo,
I think he's
these
telling them to get
people
your
ain't gonna
money.
be in your life like that.
Exactly.
You gotta
Yeah.
fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's more just like, okay, I need advice coming up. You remember, people
You gotta
forget.
swap that for
yeah,
me. Show me
so
how
we
to
don't
get
know
that
their
on my screen.
conversations.
People forget that Drake was a teen TV star.
Yeah,
He was
but
in this exact position.
His level was
15 years
nowhere
ago.
near hers. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
was-
that's like
yeah, was-
me giving advice to fucking like George Washington on how to be a president or some shit. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I don't know. He was
mean,
not
like-
that kind of celebrity. He's
Yeah,
not
he
Drake
was.
Boom, man.
Dude,
he
do you
was
know
on
how big the-
Degrassi.
do you know how
Degrassi
big
was
Degrassi
big.
is?
Actually,
Degrassi
big,
was big
but he
in the
wasn't
States,
that
man.
high. He wasn't a high
No,
level.
he wasn't like someone who couldn't walk through a mall or nothing without like his life being over. Like, you know, Angelina
could-
Jolie can't just go walk through a mall. This girl from Stranger Things super popular. It's definitely more popular than Degrassi was.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. This girl's like, the fact that we even know a 14-year-old name, that says a lot. Like nobody was like Aubrey Graham wasn't a name when he was in Degrassi.
Yeah, but would you have known this girl's name if she wasn't talking to Drake?
She's
Because
probably
I
like,
wouldn't.
I wouldn't have known, but
I wouldn't because I don't watch
but
Drake.
they're making
Exactly.
such a big deal about it. because of him and her.
Exactly. But people forget that he was in that position. And dude, Degrassi tours were a big thing in the States where he would go and tour and do the autograph thing. They don't do autographs in malls the way they used to, up until that particular time. So, and that's the reason why he was able to blow and bust so big and go to BET with his first song with Trey Songz, get put on with Trey Songz. Like, Trey Songz wouldn't have done a song with anybody. Oh, this guy's a little, minor celeb. He's done a couple movies. Girls know who he is. That helped him propel his career.
It was one of two things. They already had an interpersonal relationship because of other stuff. Like Drake's what? He grew up in Toronto, but he was always in Memphis and shit as a kid, right? Because of his family there. He's been in the States, you know what I mean? And then once he got with Jazz Prince has every connect in the industry. So getting anything done wasn't hard. So if that was, but I'm pretty sure him and Trey Songz, I've heard him talk about it. I can't remember the details, so I don't want to say it, but they were cool on some other shit. Someone introduced them, or they met, you know what I mean? But they were cool. That wasn't from no Degrassi shit. That was from Drake's rap career. Shit. Yeah. He was just one of the first people that they were cool. They might have known each other from before or something, but I know Jazz Prince got Drake a lot of links, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Regardless, like I said, he was just in a position where he was somewhat of a teen star, so he's just probably offering some advice hey,
I mean, I'd be looking to the Olsen twins for advice on that shit. I wouldn't be looking to fucking Aubrey. I want to look at Aubrey to figure out how to do a fame in my 20s and my 30s. I'm not talking to you about how it was being.
But they're talking about boys, we're not talking about. That's what.
And then it's the opposite sex too. So it's what are you gonna do? Tell her what you looked for? And are you gonna tell her about your predator state when you were 16? About how
you're not gonna tell them the truth.
I don't know. It's just that to me. It's an awkward conversation to be had. And I would feel a way if my 31-year-old
How do you talk to your niece about dudes, right? That's how he's probably talking to her.
Maybe,
watch out for these guys. These guys are dirty. They don't even coming at you. Get your fucking money.
Yeah, but even saying that could be grooming. These guys have to get you this, that. It's because I'm going to be here when you... Yeah. I'm just playing. We're not going to go that far. Shout outs to Drake. Yo, I love Drake too, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's not get that twisted. I love Drake. But I know he's hiding something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that. You know what I mean?
Okay. From what I heard, he's hiding a baby. So
my thing is, what if?
And we all know he's got a baby now.
If Pusha knew some of the info on this, would he have put it in the track? He might have. We don't know. Because I guess he didn't know because he didn't.
What's the zoom on this?
Yo, no zoom. It's a 50 mil lens, so there's no actual zoom on that lens.
Shit,
and it should already be in. I put it in record mode or in video mode. So.
Oh, it's already recording.
I just put it in the actual mode. So you just have to hit the record button.
This shit's great.
Kind of. But yeah, anyways, man, shout out to Drake. Shout out to, you know what I mean? Actually, no, I don't know. Fuck, whatever. If people think he's grooming, then that's on them. And if he is, then fuck him. But I'm not going to slander the man. I'm not going to say that he is, because I don't think he is. I just think he's just offering some advice hey, I was in your position at one point in time, and, get that money, get that paper.
Man, this thing, there's no zoom?
Malone, no, it's a 50 mil lens, so it doesn't have a zoom.
So zoomed in, it's hard to do anything.
What? Here, let me.
I can't get it all in the shot because it's so zoomed in.
Yeah, kind of. So Malone is just trying to set up the camera right now.
This is crazy.
A little lull at the moment.
I don't really know what to do
smoke
with
that
this.
kush, homie. Isn't he having CDs or anything for it, or it's just too zoomed in?
No, it's just too zoomed in. It doesn't capture all of us in here.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't really.
The only thing I could do is set it up out there.
What is
to get through the window view?
Yeah. There's a show called Six Talks.
Don't sweat it.
I'm not even worried about that. I'm just saying it says Six Talks.
Wait, is a show called Six Talks? Who's on this show called Six Talks? Shout out Six Talks. Let me see this show. What the fuck?
Right here. It doesn't matter. Six can talk. It's all good.
Alright, well, shout out to Six Talks, man. That's
Six everything.
What are some of you guys' favorite podcasts and whatnot, man? Do you guys have any favorite podcasts that you listen to?
From Toronto.
From Toronto or outside of Toronto, other than Joe Budden's, because Maloney's told us that, Budden's is...
I fuck a Rogan's podcast pretty hard.
I was saying, Maloney, people are saying that you're blocking me. You're kind of blocking me a little bit. I don't know if you want to turn.
Man. Well, this is impossible. This.
Fuck it. That's why I say don't worry about that camera this week.
This is crazy.
We can just do it.
How do I press record on that bitch?
Give me the camera.
Wait a minute.
Record.
I think I know the button.
OJ calling for mercy for Bill Cosby.
Well, shout out OJ for calling for mercy. I don't know, man.
OJ, you're the wrong person to call mercy on anybody, man.
Man, fuck.
Nobody wants to hear from OJ Simpson.
Not
Not
really,
even because
right?
I don't even know if you did it or not, but you're just OJ Simpson. You just fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up a long time ago.
Bart says Drake's a fish.
Everyone
Let me
says
see what some of these. I'm not seeing these comments, so let me see these comments and see what they say. So here's some comments we could actually like fucking. Yeah, well, that was comments from a post. Drake is, whatever. Maybe that's what he's hiding. Maybe Drake is a big gay fish, and that's what he's hiding. And South Park made the episode about Kanye. Maybe they need to make part 2. I don't fucking know.
Right,
I don't think
we
he's a
can't
big
be
gay fish.
saying that. Come on. Yo, shout outs.
No, I don't know.
I know
No,
you're
no.
not a big gay fish. Michael Jackson might have been a big gay fish, but you ain't.
I don't mean like, in real life. I just mean like the South Park version. I'm not trying to.
Yo, shout out to Michael Jackson. When I get to heaven, I'm trying to get that interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brett. But yo, so how do you guys feel about Lil Xan getting hospitalized for eating too many hot Cheetos?
Oh, little Zana, yeah.
Are you serious?
I thought it was bullshit.
Are you?
Yeah, so did I until radio stations started
How
running
many
with
did
it.
he actually?
Oh, wow.
2 bags, 4 bags.
That's a good question. Like, what is the
limit,
human
yeah.
limit on eating hot Cheetos?
We should do that.
Like, no, fuck that, man. If anything, like, especially if I'm Lil Xan, like, I'm doing that with Xans. I'm doing as many Xans as I can do until I fucking have to go to the hospital. I ain't fucking overdosing on Cheetos, motherfucker. Like, that shit's crazy. From now on, he's Lil Cheeto. Like, you can't call him nothing
Jadon to
else.
come in here and,
Like-
and do a bunch of fucking hot Cheetos.
Like, you are
You'll do
fucking-
that.
Oh, you would do that.
You're,
Absolutely.
You're Lil Cheeto from now on.
Fuck that guy.
Who makes Fritos or Cheetos? Frito?
Yeah, Frito-Lay or whatever.
Yeah, you're Lil Frito from now on. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Lil Frito.
Get the fuck out of
Are you
here.
serious?
You're expend. You're like you're.
Man.
Yo.
So what do you guys think Bill Cosby's eating right now?
Stale hot dog buns.
Oh,
Stale hot
man.
dog buns are dick.
Dude, like,
Oh,
I feel like I live in such a fucking bizarro world in 2018 where Bill Cosby's going to jail. The fucking guy who's going for, like, the Supreme Court justice got, like, 3 girls accusing him of like, sexual assault. The fucking president has all these charges. It's like, what the fuck is
Cosby
going
had
on?
more, though.
Power will always
I'm
come
just
up.
joking.
Harvey
I'm just
Weinstein.
playing.
Now we're talking about Drake. Like, I don't understand what's going on. We live in some
And our
weird
favorite,
fucking
Russ,
world.
where you at, man?
The thing that I'm getting from this episode more than anything, guys, if you have a daughter, put your daughter into martial arts the moment she's 1 year old. Make sure she does not skip a fucking lesson and give her a taser. And if any of us men fuck around, tell her to tase us assholes multiple times in the balls. That's all I'm
This
saying.
brings me on to something else then. Did you guys hear about the woman in Russia who's been going around on the metro system?
I would have punched her in the face. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh,
I'm sorry.
bleach.
I don't condone
pouring
hitting women, but I would have
bleach.
punched her in the face for that.
Sorry.
You are not pouring bleach on my balls because, someone actually made a good point about that, about manspreading. As guys,
What the fuck is manspreading?
it's when you sit and your legs are kind of, like open and you're just kind of like whatever.
I
And,
have
you know,
balls for
What,
spread.
so if you're wearing shorts, basically?
yeah. No,
Shorts,
no,
pants,
pants, whatever. You're just kind of sitting on the subway and you got your legs open.
What
you know
the
what I
fuck's that matter if you're doing it and you got, like, I was thinking shorts and your
people-
nuts are hanging out and shit. What the, like,
I guess some people think that it's inconsiderate or rude, and I kind of agree to a certain extent.
the
Because
fuck out of here.
if someone's
girls
doing
can-
it like,
Yo,
I'm
I'm not saying I have anything against cleavage
Yeah.
by any means. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything against a fucking you chilling with your legs out either. And this is the point I'm making. Is like, the fuck, man? Girls can walk around with their tits hanging out of their shirts and their fucking half their ass hanging out of the bottom of their booty shorts, but I can't spread my legs wearing a pair of jeans on a fucking
Hey,
transit system when it's
listen.
not full.
I'm
The
not-
fuck out of here. I'm
I'm not
lanky.
saying you
I'm
can't-
6
you can do
feet
whatever you
fucking
want.
2, yo. I gotta stretch my legs out.
That's what someone was saying. They're like, yo,
some
that's
girls
what
throw
someone's
bleach on my
arguing. It's
fucking
like,
nuts
She
because
won't
I'm
die.
Guys
No,
have
you
balls.
bitch.
I'm
You
fuck
gonna
you, watch, try, throw bleach in the eye. I'll fucking nab that from her and biggie her, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, guys have balls.
You
so,
Raekwon now.
Oh, fuck.
Women should
You know that bar was about Raekwon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But, men have balls. And that's
Raekwon
the
now,
argument
bitch.
somebody was saying. Like, sometimes we have to spread our legs because, fucking nuts got to breathe.
Yeah, or your
That's
nuts
what it
itchy
is.
and shit, and you don't want to scratch them in public and be even more disrespectful.
Well, then
so
you gotta
just
take
kinda
a
like,
shower.
You like your
You should bathe more
Why
often
your
if that's
balls
the
never
case.
itch? The fuck
Sometimes.
out of here. Oh no, because you guys use moisturizer. My bad. Your skin don't itch. So
Now
you
you're starting to
balls
get it.
over here. You know what
Now
I'm
you're
saying?
starting to get it.
No, but yo, for real.
Moisturizer, bro.
Hey, do you get like, yo, so when you, that's about to go into a whole podcast.
Yeah, let's not even ask
Let's not
those.
even go there.
Yeah, let's.
But yo, I want to give an honorable mention to Dave Chappelle with the Scro Talks.
Oh, the Chappelle special where he talks about getting the Botox in his balls.
They're smooth as eggs.
Yeah. That was
Oh no, it's the
fucked up.
girl, isn't it? Oh my god, they're smooth as eggs.
Yeah. Oh man. No, the best part of that whole special is when he's talking about his son, and his son gives him the macaroni necklace, and he starts crying. He's like, "Dad, why are you crying?" He's like, that made me fucking die. Oh, dude, I was so dead when he said that fucking line. I was watching Chappelle this morning, actually. I love Chappelle. I fucking died when he said that shit. Man.
But yo, before we get off it, about that fucking chick on the fucking Metro who was throwing bleach on
I do not condone hitting
Did you know
women,
a year before she was a year before she was doing some feminist public protest, and she's walking around on the same public system, not TTC because it was in Russia, flashing her panties to people who would look at her.
No, she's an exhibitionist.
Like being like, this is for all the people that you like look up there, whatever. And then next thing
what are you doing?
Okay, so you can walk around with your fucking chocho hanging out of your fucking skirt, but I can't sit there with a pair of jeans on and spread my balls. Like, oh fuck out of here, you're Raekwon. Yeah, she's throwing bleach on the balls. I go, fuck that. Want to try? Go bleach.
Okay, now I'm gonna try to do a live video on here.
Yo.
Unable to
No,
find
you
my
can't
camera.
even do that.
No,
By the way,
camera's
shout out to
here.
Raekwon. I hope you get the reference. We're trying to get that interview, Playboy. We fucking Wu-Tang, my favorite group of all time. No disrespect to the Wu.
So let's get off this subject. You were sending some wild ass fucking emails telling us that you're finding what's this chick's name? Faith fucking Goldie. This crazy ass fucking woman ran up on stage and she's associated with neo-Nazis and white supremacists and all this. And you sending fucking messages telling us you think she's fucking hot. What is wrong with you?
Yo.
What's going on with your mind right now, kid?
Yo, man. Physically attractive. Fuck yeah. Now we're talking like, when you meet a girl, she's gotta be like mentally attractive too, right?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? You can't I can't be talking to no fucking idiot or a doorknob or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So her personality ain't sexy, but her, physically it's like, that's why I said for the show, I think one of us should just hate fuck her. Like just one go.
Oh wow!
And then
Why can't you love her?
No, you can't love fuck her because she's
Who cares?
You hear
no
this shit?
disrespect, Faith Goldie. We're trying to get that interview.
We're probably not after this one. So, you know what they just said about you?
Man, all right, yo, shout out
Any
Faith Goldie. We did that
Faith Goldie
interview.
fans out there? We
Fuck
must
Faith
have
Goldie
some out
first,
there.
yeah.
Do you have any Faith Goldie fans out there?
Yo, we were talking about getting her on the podcast.
That'd be cool.
How dope that would be.
Yeah,
Dustin
that's what I
was
would
trying to act like we ain't trying to get that Faith Goldie interview.
That would be hilarious. You know what? I would love to get an interview with her.
Right?
Let's try to get an interview with Faith Goldie. I would actually love it. I would sit here and be like, okay, word. I'll give her a few seconds to talk her bullshit and see how long I could actually digest that shit before I fucking puke in her mouth, whatever, face. No, I wouldn't do that.
Why don't you just cum in her mouth in her face instead?
Because I don't think I could.
Then you get even
I don't
more
think I
pleasure
could.
out of a hate crime.
Oh my god.
Is puking on someone a hate crime?
I don't know, but can hate fucking be a hate crime?
It probably could if you put it up online. And, but you know what? Okay. But I feel you. Sometimes you do have to kind of, show another side of the view, perspective, and whatnot. So I would at least listen to, her perspective for a few moments.
I would let her talk, but I would just be like,
I'm not taking it in though. Fuck that shit.
She has some good points.
Yeah.
Some good. If you check
you
out her
see she
shit,
has some good points.
yeah, if you listen to some of the shit I don't agree with everything she says. Fuck no. But if you listen to other people's viewpoint and see what they're saying, and then you can go from there.
Well, I know Alex Jones is on my side. He thinks she's hot.
Oh, fuck.
He said that. Yo, shout out to Alex Jones. You're trying to get that interview played.
You know what though? I love like debating and just like having arguments with these people. Like they're so fucked in their heads. I love listening to what they have to say and just being like, you know what? All right, and then just coming back and just being like, you stole that argument from whatever article of the month that Daily Stormer wrote and gave you the bulletin points to use for the month about IQ points and this, that, and the other, and that's your running points for this month. But here's all the holes in all of your logistic bullshit, and I can prove it to you right now.
Well, you know what,
I love
too?
that shit. So bring her on. Fuck yeah. If we
See,
can
do you know
interview
what? I
Faith
think
Goldie,
it'd be
I'm sure we can do
interesting.
Kevin J. Johnson, but he's definitely not as hot as Faith Goldie, but I'm sure we can probably get an interview with that fucking guy. He's running for
You
mayor
said
of
he's not
Mississauga.
as hot as her. You
No,
gotta
definitely
pause
not.
after that.
Well, obviously,
Well,
I figured,
obviously
you know, I'm being
not.
sarcastic, but he's running for mayor of Mississauga, you know, and he's definitely out there.
Could he
He's-
get us the Faith Goldie interview?
Bro, I'm sure you could easily land a Faith Goldie interview just
Not
by
after
spending
you're
15
flipping the
minutes on
bird.
like,
Yo, you gotta set the
Yeah.
record straight. You gotta be like, yo,
Yeah.
Faith Goldie,
This
no
is a safe
disrespect.
space for the alt-right.
Yeah, we trying to get that interview play, girl.
hey, listen, they're all about, you know, saying like no censorship, so me flipping the bird shouldn't piss them
Yeah,
off at
no,
all,
true,
right?
true.
You know what I'm
Should
saying?
come talk.
They're anti-snowflakes, so they shouldn't be mad at me flipping the bird at all. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yo,
anti-social
that's
justice
facts.
warriors, so
That's facts.
why should they be mad if I flip
That's
them the
facts.
bird? I'm not gonna punch them in the face if they come in here. I might want to punch
Yo,
one of them in the
facts me
face,
that.
but I'm not going to. So,
Facts me
you know,
that.
come on and talk your shit. We could talk
Word.
that shit all fucking day till we're blue in the face. Or we could smoke a fucking blunt. Maybe I could change your fucking perspective on life.
Or we
Depends on
could
them.
gangbang her and leave her blue in the face and then smoke a blunt and have her perspective of life changed.
I'm not gonna participate in that. But if you want to set that up, by
She's
all
definitely not
fucking
coming on the
means.
show. You're like, what? You
That's
said
another
gangbang
pause
me?
moment.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get that interview with those.
No. I only say that out of respect.
Out of respect.
Yeah,
Word.
like
I say
MGK
that
and
out of
Eminem's
respect.
daughter.
But you know what?
Yeah, but that's way different because
Out of
this
respect.
girl's well over legal age.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
because
yeah,
she's.
yeah.
So what'd you say? Like, because what I said after, like, we were conversing this in the group chat, and I'm like, she just needs some Dr. Dick. And then Stone's like, yo, I was actually talking about this earlier.
Yeah, well,
and
boy, we
apparently
were
she
talking
doesn't
about this
believe.
the other day.
Yeah, say it.
Because we're talking about how Rob Ford got pressure to denounce her
Yeah.
in Parliament.
Rob
Maybe 2
Ford
days ago.
loves that hoe.
And Rob Ford, he was just talking about Ford Fest. He did not want to talk about anything about Faith Goldie.
Yeah.
Well, it's multicultural and blah, blah, blah. And the lady's like, yo, are you going to denounce this woman, yes or no? And he didn't, started talking about Ford Fest again.
Yeah.
He's a bullshitter. We know that.
Oh,
If
fuck
you
yeah.
support Rob Ford and you don't realize he's a bullshitter, then you're a motherfucking fool. But it's okay. Support. We'll see what happens down the line 4 years from now.
Robert Ford's been doing a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear about the minimum wage thing? So
Oh, yeah.
apparently it's
Of course
not
he
going to
did.
15.
Yeah,
Of course
it
not.
wasn't supposed to. That
Of
was part of
course
his
not.
agenda.
So everybody
His
raised the
platform.
prices of all their goods and all their services and
Yeah.
started laying people off in anticipation of a $15 wage increase only
And
for this
now it's
guy.
not happening.
And they're not going to drop the prices of the
Fuck
shit.
no.
And, matter of fact, they're going to increase the price of
They
all this
will,
shit
yeah.
again in another few fucking months because that's how they do.
See,
and these
that's
people
the
definitely
crazy
deserve
shit.
a raise. These people definitely deserve to get $15,
And see, do you know what's crazy?
$15 an hour.
When people were denouncing and arguing the thing about the minimum wage going up
Right.
to begin with,
Right.
I was one of the people on the other side. For one, I was a minimum wage worker working 2 jobs at the same time, just
Right.
struggling to get by working 70 hours a week. But on the other hand of things, I understand the struggle. Like, yo, people got to make enough to survive. It's not easy living off like $350 a week.
No, not at all.
That ain't easy. I'm pretty sure I know people on welfare who make at least that much money. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't easy to live off.
Well, let me explain what it is. People don't look at it and say, oh man, this person doesn't deserve $15 an hour. What they're saying is, oh man, this person is getting $15 an hour. I'm getting $18.75 an hour. Man, I'm that much closer to being a failure in my life
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they're making
yeah.
this much amount closer to what I'm making now
Yeah.
than, they were before. So that means I'm fucking up. Instead of them looking and saying, oh, okay, well, they deserve it. They're
Yeah.
associating themselves with being
No, yeah,
failures
it's
because
selfishness.
the bottom line has
That's
come
why I
up.
couldn't stand the people with that
Exactly.
argument.
Yeah.
It was selfishness.
Exactly.
So I spoke out
fuck
about that a
those
number of
people, man.
times, and I got a lot of arguments online about it.
Absolutely.
But the crazy shit is,
I swear a lot. Sorry.
these people, their only defending point that was really real, which is something that all of us realized, the people who agreed with it or didn't agree with it, was the fact that minimum, you would see
Bottom line is
inflation.
coming- Yeah.
Inflation. But you're already going to see inflation.
Well,
Inflation
already-
continues.
no matter
to happen.
what inflation
You
is gonna
it
happen.
doesn't matter, right? Exactly. And that was my point. And I'm like, these people deserve a more equal money wage to live.
Yeah.
Now that I make more than $15 an hour and I got a better job, you know what I mean? And I only have to work 40 hours a week, and you know what I
Instead
mean?
of 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I still agree with that.
Yep.
That's the difference. Like,
Yep.
I'm not looking at it selfishly like, well, I had to do this to get here. Like, fuck no.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the crazy shit is their only defending fact, which was a true fact, was right. But it kind of got shoved in our face in a hard, different way.
Yeah.
Like, we all looked at it like, yeah, well, obviously inflation happens.
Yeah.
But instead, what happened is they're like, it's gonna go up to this high. So now we're paying this extra inflation, and the people on the bottom didn't even get what they're supposed to. It was a fucking smack in the face for everybody.
Everybody got fucked with no fucking Vaseline,
and
no
that's
type
the
of
crazy
fucking lubricant, nada. You know what I mean? Just straight, dry. See you later. You know, and that's crazy. That's how they did it. That's
crazy.
wrong. That's wrong on so many levels. And all it did was benefit like not even small businesses, but corporations like
corporations. Exactly.
No small business benefited from that, but corporations benefited.
Now, was
from
this
that.
all a cahoot? Like, that's what it leads me to believe. Like, was this all planned from parties before? Because everything's
No. This is all fucking.
I don't know, man.
I think they planned left and right work together, man.
It's all Doug Ford bullshit,
Everything's
man.
planned by the same people, in my opinion. Like, the left and right is this opinion we're given to be able to feel like we have an opinion, but they're both lobbied by the same people, funded.
Well, no, man. It's like
they lobby more money into the people they want to win to get an agenda by.
I look at
so
it like
you
this.
need liberals in this next 4 years to kind of deflect off something the last party did, but it's still at the end of the day is actually getting your agenda through. You fund them a little more that year for those campaigns, but then the following year you fund the other side more because you want the way that they're gonna counteract that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all this at the end of the day, I think, is just to get these corporations' agendas through. It's just easier when you manipulate the system opposed to just like directly being like, doom, doom, doom.
I can definitely see where you're coming from with that. That's not even, you know what I'm saying? That's not even a thing, you know what I mean? Definitely. But at the same time, I don't know, man. Like the current government that we have in Ontario, it's reckless and they don't care about the people who voted them in. You know, they don't care about, you know, this particular government cares about
Donald
corporation Trump. And that is it. And right now, you know what I mean? Like,
the whole first world is in the same thing.
Absolutely.
It's not just Canada, it's not just Ontario, it's not just the States. We're all at this place.
No, absolutely. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, like, I want to tell people just straight up, you know what I mean? I'm a real advocate of just saying, you know what? Hustle. Go out and get it. And hustle doesn't mean sell dope. Hustle doesn't mean sell drugs. Hustle doesn't mean go out and rob people or rob stores or rob anything. Hustle
but if
means...
you sell dope, holla at me.
There you go. If you sell dope, holla at Maloney. But hustle means go out there and bust your fucking ass and do what you do to the maximum, or find a way to work smarter, not necessarily harder, within multiple avenues instead of putting all of your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, some people be like, I remember 20 years ago, if you try to say, okay, you know, I'm not going to go to university because I'm going to do this instead, people are like, yo, you crazy. Now it's like, yo, I'm going to go to university because I want to get a job in this industry. And it's like, yo, you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's really, really weird. It's like, man, if you got to hustle and you know how to flip it, flip that shit. Flip that shit till the wheels fall off, man. You know, because
people are dropping out of school, becoming YouTube celebrities.
You know what I mean?
So
like, but that's the thing.
So
I'm
if you
realizing.
sell yayo to get by, holla at me.
And that's what I'm realizing now.
I'll help you out.
Even what we're doing right
off
here,
you.
this multimedia shit, this is the future,
And
bro.
I'll give it to Mike Stone.
What?
Chip some out, stone by stone.
Oh, Stone by Stone!
Stone by stone.
Oh!
I got a pocket full of stones.
Yo.
But no, man, this multimedia shit, this is where it's at, man. You gotta hustle. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is really where a lot of it's at. This is where a lot of jobs can't be replaced by robots unless you're talking about online fucking FM radio shit. All these videos of people are really coming to YouTube. Right. You know what I mean? Like, this is where jobs are gonna be, man, you know? And
entertainment, this is our world, this is our language, different regions speak it, East and West gang shit, you got your positive shit like Common Sense, but even he had drama with the Don Mega Q.
Man, you know, fuck, you got a fucking, like, instead of photographic memory, you got a sonographic memory.
My head is just a hip-hop library.
Yeah. A microfiche of lyrics.
Yo, Star Wars is so hard, though.
No,
except for caviar, never.
Man, see, I don't even know
Catfish,
what...
simple, please. I met a bad bitch, dimples on the cheek. But then it gets sick. She remembers busy bee battles when it was peace. I call myself drifted in thought. Because now it's different. I thought this was raised off the shit I record. Like I was brought up off that Planet Rock. Curtis Blow, James Todd Smith, Shannon Scott. The rock and the jams on what they fuck with a dawn.
We're going to get sued for this shit.
Why? Because of
the lyrics, the infringement.
No, we ain't even playing the songs. We just, that should be the
lyrics.
Thing. You wanna
plagiarism.
Instead of using a soundboard, we'll be our own soundboard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I tried to download the Big Shaq soundboard, and it was dope for a few moments. But every time I get a phone call or a text or like a new Facebook thing, it would like say something, and I'm like, how do I shut this off? And there was no feature to shut it off. So it was just Big Shaq going, "Men's not hot." All fucking. I mean, this would be dope. But then, you know, my phone just kept saying, men's not hot, or whatever, you know, like.
That's fire.
2 + 2 is 4. Simple math.
Yo!
Get the fuck out of here. Come on, stop this.
Oh, man.
So
Yo,
shout out to
fire.
that, you know, that app. But I deleted that with the
Yo,
quickness,
speaking
man.
of soundboards, you guys remember in the early internet days when you would go online and get like the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard to do prank calls with and shit like that?
Kind of.
Yo, you remember those shits?
That was
And
not
it
the
like
early
it was
internet
like a
days,
big,
though, but-
Yo, it was pretty early. That was like 90s.
When 90s? Well, give a year.
You talking about the bulletin
98?
boards?
Kind of. All right.
It's early internet for common people. I mean, the fucking military had it since the 60s and shit.
Yeah.
But in a common household, like 96 or 98 is pretty early.
I guess.
Yeah.
I started
You
using
don't
it
remember
around
those
94.
things though?
but
Like
yeah.
it's like E-Bombs World days and shit. You know, when they fucking and it'd be
Get
like
to
an
the
NPC
chopper.
on a
Get to the
website.
chopper.
It was almost like an
Yeah.
NPC, a bunch of different pads, and it would be like, "I'll be back."
Get to the chopper.
Like, yeah, all that shit. You know what I mean? You prank call someone and be like, "Hello," and you'd be like, "Get to the drop off." What?
Yeah,
What did you
man.
just say? I'll be back. And hang up, and then you just sit there and laugh for like 20 minutes. That shit was fire.
I remember he did that
Shit.
movie Last Action Hero, and he had the tape recorder of him just being like, yeah, sure. So when his like ex-wife would call and he's at work, he just put the tape recorder on, and he just be like,
Yo.
yeah, oh, that's interesting, yeah, sure. I'm like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yo.
Because like, I've caught myself doing that a few times, you know, just being like, just randomly watching TV and just yelling out, yeah, sure,
Yo.
babe, whatever, you know what I mean, and just seeing
That's
how,
what
you
you
know.
do when you're high, fam. Someone's talking to you, you're just like,
Like,
Meanwhile,
yeah,
your words
time.
think your mind's like thinking about like Alice if she never jumped down the fucking rabbit hole. You're just like, you know what I mean? Like your girl's yelling from you from the other room.
Yeah.
"Babe, I love you." You're like, yeah. Meanwhile, you're just like
Yeah,
watching
babe,
her like
sure.
sniff the flowers around the rabbit hole. You're like, don't jump.
Man,
Yo, jumper.
hey,
Yo, shout out Adam 22.
Let's
Hey.
that seemed like, you know, almost like a drug reference right there. So we need to rewind a couple weeks. Let's kind of take it back.
No, we need to
kind of
cleanse our
all
souls.
over the place.
All right, we're gonna
Let's
take.
finish this story.
All right, we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna sing a hymn right here. All right.
No. Fuck him.
So this one
Fuck
right
him.
here, this one's called
Fucking him. We want to know.
this one's called Run's House by Run DMC.
Oh man.
We are. Say what?
Whose house?
Yo, you gotta get the intro though.
Oh, yeah.
Ahoy, superstars! In this stage in the night.
You can't leave out DMC.
But I want to know one thing. This is
Shout out DMC.
my house. Yo, shout out to DMC.
You got that DMC in
Daryl
you, man.
McDaniels, you a cool.
You want to know?
motherfucker,
You want to know
man.
a fact about me, bro? The first like audio, piece of work that I ever bought with my own money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I had music before, but the first that I went out and said, "Yo, I'm gonna buy this." First one was Down with the Kings,
Yo.
Run DMC. I went and bought that cassette.
Yo.
I was like 11 years old. That was the first piece of music that started like my musical collection.
Yo, that
personally.
song I could credit with really getting.
No, not even just a song. I'm talking about full.
No, I
LP,
know.
but yeah.
I
Down with the
didn't get the
King,
album
King,
until about like 5 years ago.
Okay.
But that song,
Yeah.
I can credit with probably being one of the first songs to really get me into like hip hop.
Okay.
Hip hop.
Okay.
Like, because remember when we were talking before, and I talked about the special I watched and it had like different songs of Great Generation shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, how did I even find out about Down with the King? You know what? It was on someone's. You remember when BET did the top 20, 25, and like
Yeah.
an artist would go on there, and for like 2.5 hours they play through that artist's
Yeah.
favorite 25 music videos
Yeah.
of all time. I learned about a lot of old school hip hop before the UMTV Raps '88 program, but I can't remember which rapper, but I'm pretty sure Down with the King was on their list. So I just
Okay.
seen it on Much Music one day. I'm like, yo, this is fire. And like before that, I listened to other hip hop, you know what I mean? Other stuff you can consider real hip hop. But that joint had like the fucking banging beat, the way everyone
Yeah.
rapped on it, and fucking the cuts and shit, you know what I mean? Like, down with the king. Like, I think that might have been the very first song that I really got into that embodied like hip hop on
Yeah.
all aspects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was listening to LL on Bad, which does, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And other songs that do, but that song has like all those elements, right? I think that might have been the first song
Okay.
that really represented all elements. And I remember when I was telling you guys about like my brother would come over, I'd see him every like 6
Yeah.
months, I'd try to impress him with my old
Yeah.
school knowledge. Remember the one day he came
Yeah.
over,
Wait, you got a brother?
yeah, he's 12 years older than me.
I had no
So he
fucking
knew, like,
idea you
hip-hop
had a
shit.
brother.
Like, my
What the
earliest hip
fuck?
hop memories is going in his room when he was like,
Okay, so
when he
so
was like out of the crib.
That explains why you know so much about this shit. That explains a lot to me right now, and it makes it very similar to like my story growing up.
Well,
with,
I
like,
just
my
always wanted to
godbrothers
impress
and
my
stuff.
brother with hip hop knowledge.
Okay.
And knowing shit from like his
Yeah.
time. So that's how I really got into being a hip hop head. And then over the years, I just became a hip hop head because I fell in love with the culture. Like I know way more than my brother does now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll school his ass any day. Shout out to Mike. You know what I'm saying? I'll school your ass on hip hop though. You know that. But yeah, so like I just remember when he came over one like Christmas or some shit. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not feeling this Run DMC joint. And it was like, you know, the same shit when I played him the LL shit. And he's like, oh, you like LL? I'm like, what? He's like, man.
He wasn't feeling
When I was
LL.
growing up, everyone thought LL was gay.
Yeah.
You're gay if you listen to
That's
LL.
what people
I'm like,
think
oh
about
shit.
Drake.
So when I fucking play him the Run DMC joint, this whatever time he comes
Yeah.
by, I'm like, yo, the feel this Run DMC joint. He's like, isn't this when they went Christian? Isn't this like the gospel shit? I'm like, he's hating on me again. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was so funny. But like, and I didn't even realize that was a gospel joint till he said that. I went back and listened. I'm like, yo, this shit
It's
is.
a pretty hard gospel joint.
Yo, it is.
Yeah,
It's so
man.
hard.
What makes sense as to where
I
you
keep it
know, where the run
hardcore
went
because
from
I'm
there,
dope,
you know?
man. This is the roughest, toughest rhymes I ever wrote down. Not meant for a hole or a slow jam. Check it. Sucker MCs can never swing with D because of all the things that I bring with me. Only G.O.D. can be the king to me, and if the G.O.D. is in me, then the king I be.
Right. The DMC doesn't get the fucking credit.
Pete Rock and CL Smooth on it.
Travis Hart still. And how many other rappers are in that video?
Oh
Yo.
man, they had
Onyx
Onyx.
and
was in it.
Everybody
Onyx
was
in
hot
there.
at the time.
Yeah, everyone was up
That
in that
shit
video.
is so
Shout out to Run
hard.
DMC. Rest in peace, JMJ. You know, we got October 30th is coming up soon.
Word,
quick,
true.
you know. So shout out to JMJ. You know what I mean. Shout out to Reverend Run, man. Like that's it, man. Like they were that group. You know what I mean. So shout out to those dudes, man. Like absolutely. What else was I? Speaking of fucking hip hoppers, Daz got arrested today.
Yeah.
You know, shout out Daz. But
Daz,
I think
keep
some
your head up.
bullshit, man. Like, cause I looked at it, I was like, oh man, Daz got arrested. And then when I looked, it's some felony charge after home drug arrest. You know what I'm saying? Some weed charges. That's some bullshit. I think he was set up personally by the Kardashians.
Yo, my girl just messaged me and said I had to look up Faith Goldie.
Oh no.
Oh, because you was like,
Oh, man.
who's this girl that you think so
Yeah.
hot?
Yeah.
Yo.
Listen, if you really want to get that interview with Faye Goldie, I'm absolutely 100% sure that you could at least set that up or set up a fucking phone interview at the
Something.
slightest. You know what I'm saying?
I had to
But
message her back and be like, she's
Well, she's
hot
getting,
though,
she's
no?
getting big time still. She's getting big
I
time.
don't know.
Her running for mayor, she's getting a little bit more press. And she's got a lot of
But
followers.
why is fucking nationalism and white supremacy getting so mainstream and getting so hot all of a sudden? Like it makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. Because what? Because what? And why does it seem like all these people are coming out of Toronto? You know what I mean? When you look at dude from Vice, you know what I'm saying? Gavin McInnes. If you look at fucking Richard Spencer, he came up with the ideas in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? If you look at well, Max Bernier, whatever, that guy's from Quebec or whatever. But why does it seem like these people are coming to Toronto or from Toronto and they're coming up with these ideas? Like Toronto, in my opinion, is like, I mean, I haven't seen every other city around the world, but it's a very multicultural city. So
But
what's the fucking issue?
Not all of Toronto's multicultural.
No, there's definitely some
odd
segregated
places.
spots. There's definitely some
You know what I
spots.
mean?
You know what
I've
I'm
been in
saying?
certain spots. It's like these people are looking at me. What the fuck?
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh shit! I didn't realize I'm like the only motherfucker here.
I feel you.
I'm like, word. I gotta get the fuck out of here quick.
No, I definitely feel that. I get that. I get that to the fullest, man. There's
Like,
definitely
yeah.
spots in the city where you
I'm
kind
taking
of
shit for granted. I'm in Toronto. I'm like, oh shit, why are they looking at me like that?
But it doesn't make any fucking sense though, you know what I mean? Because Toronto is so multicultural. We shouldn't be living like this. Like, it shouldn't be so mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is getting shunned, but the fact that the Toronto Sun, for example, seems so pro, you know what I mean? So fucking pro, like, right-wing right now, and extreme right-wing, and, you know what I mean? It seems like so many young people all around the world are willing to go to the right now. It's just so fucking weird.
Yo.
Like, to be honest with you, this girl, it's not like this girl is some 9-year-old or
29.
some fucking 45 or, I don't know what he's, like, it's not like she's in her 60s or whatever.
That's probably why
She's
she
still
can
in
get
her
it.
20s.
That's why she can get it.
Oh my gosh. You're still on that.
No,
but no, realistically, why are people, why are
Yo,
so
did
many
you
young
just say
people
she should
on
get
Instagram?
it?
She can get it.
Yo!
I'm not saying that or whatever.
Right? Still knows what I'm saying.
Her views are like whatever, but I'm
Yeah,
just
but you
saying.
can get it.
Man, that's crazy. Y'all crazy.
Nah,
We know the gang
There's a
radio.
lot of motherfuckers.
If you load it and you hit this button here, what happens?
Yeah, I'm supposed to do that,
And then I have all those options
but I don't
down
have
there.
live.
Do that,
I don't have
do that.
boomerang.
Man, you might have to like update your
Yeah,
app
that's
or
what it looks
something.
like.
You guys talking apps
Somebody's
and
got to
shit.
help Mike Stone
Yeah,
update
I gotta update it
his
because it doesn't have that. I'll
IG.
tell you right now. I don't have the live
shit.
option.
Yo, I got a question.
I'm gonna try
Yes,
to
sir.
update
Start.
this.
What's your question, bro?
Mine is Faith Goldie. You know, shout outs to the young play girl.
Oh my
Do your thing.
gosh,
Keep your
yeah.
views in your fucking mouth, but keep your mouth in the public.
You really have a fight when you get home.
Yo, I'm just playing. Yo, Faith Goldie, I've got no words for you. Just come on the program. You're a friend of the show right now. We'll just leave it at that.
No, she can definitely.
Someone's gonna take that
come on the
soundbite.
show.
Oh, Toronto Talks said that she's a friend of the show. We're not watching the show.
Yeah,
anymore.
man.
No,
She ain't a
man.
friend of mine. She's not a friend of the show.
I'm
But
just
she's
Faith
saying,
Goldie is no friend of mine. Don't want to see her name on my behind. I got. Hey.
But, you know, whatever, man. Talk that shit. It's a fucking, free country. You can talk that shit. You can fucking say whatever
No,
you
man.
have to say. But at the end
Fuck
of the
all
day,
that shit, man.
if you're gonna talk that hate shit, I am gonna shut that shit down with the quickness, or at least I'm gonna retort that shit and be like, yo,
Yo, I'm gonna go Joe Budden Avenue right now.
all
My
right.
therapist taught me to always start with love, then go into hate.
Right?
Faith Goldie, as much as I've told your ass I wanna fuck you,
Hey, this, I'm gonna say
I
that.
hate you, bitch. You racist piece of shit slut. Nah, yo, we ain't gonna cut it. I'm just doing
Yeah,
my best
man. I
Joe
thought you
Budden
were trying to get that
impression.
interview,
I'm just
man.
doing my best Joe Budden impression. We don't
Listen,
cut that
I
right
thought you
there.
were trying to get that interview.
Nah,
but,
yeah, we trying to get that Faith Goldie interview. Let's go.
We might be
But,
getting
yo,
us kicked off of every fucking platform.
Hey.
Nah, hopefully not, man. But you know, it's
if
just,
anyone
to
does
me,
it, it'll be me.
it just surprises me that in today's world where we're so, we're coming together, information can spread so fast. It seems so weird that there are so many people who do want to go right, you know what I mean? And I don't mean right as in like do the right appropriate thing. I mean right as all the way to the right and hate anything that's not almost white. You know what I mean? It's really weird. It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It does in a geopolitical kind of sense, but there ain't no fucking genocides.
It
There
makes
ain't
sense to
no,
me in an Orwellian way, but we just leave
what,
it at that for now.
To me, at the end of the day, man, like we are all people. You don't get to choose what you're born.
Nope.
And you just deal with the cards you're dealt and you live. But there ain't no reason to sit around and be like, yo, this is the best and it has to stay this way. It's like, yo, fuck that, man. If you're not a tree that's willing to kind of like bend and sway, you know what I mean?
You
Like,
ain't gonna survive.
now you're gonna snap in a storm. Exactly. You're not gonna survive. You're gonna snap in a storm. You know what I mean? You gotta be willing to bend in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to swing. You gotta be willing to do what you gotta do.
Yo, speaking of trees, I just want to give a shout out right now to my sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Shout out those tree
THC Collection. Go to the site, www.thccollection.com. They have daily sales every single day, like Tulip Tuesday is my favorite. You got $100 ounces. They got all types of good deals, so check them out. It's very simple, www.thccollection.com. And for their amazing deals, they have each day of the week a different deal for each one they have. It's like kind of like Popeyes, you know what I mean, but for weed. So they got them popcorn nuggets, not that popcorn chicken, but they got a deal every day of the week for you. But if you're tired going to the parking lot, meeting the dealer, being sketchy, hanging out on the block, whatever you do to get your buzz, just go online, www.thccollection.com. Use the promo code HIPHOP, that's all capitals, HIPHOP, and you'll save 10% on every purchase, and that is including anything that's on sale, and that works for you as many times as you want to use it. It's not just a one-time thing. So make sure you check them out, www.thccollection.com. Promo code HIPHOP, hip hop, all caps. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard the man. You heard what he said.
Speaking of
Exactly what
smoking
he
weed,
said.
I would smoke a split for Faith Goldie.
I guess she smoked.
Oh
Now
man,
that
we
she's a
don't.
virgin.
She might
We
after
don't know.
October
We don't know.
17th.
We don't know. Like, these people live double lives. Like, look at Tommy Lauren. At the end of the day, she's listening to 21 Savage,
Yeah, look at Michael
dating
Jackson.
black dudes, and then saying all types of nonsense.
That's fucking weird, and that's why I think this is all a fucking money grab to these people.
Yeah.
Some of these people don't believe the bullshit they're spewing.
They just
It's
say
just a
nothing.
money grab, and they're
Hey.
reeling people in. They're reeling the people that believe in this shit in, but it's all a fucking money grab. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember which fucking president said. It might have been fucking Lyndon or one of those fucking dudes, but he was like, yo, if you can convince, you know what I'm saying, if you convince the lowest, you know what I'm saying, the lowest white guy in the rung that he's better than every black guy in the world, you know, you can keep your hand in his pocket. You know what I mean?
Word.
It's all bullshit, man. Ain't no fucking reason to hate on anybody, this person, that person, none of that fucking bullshit. They're just trying to rob you. They're just trying to keep their hand in your fucking pocket. They're just trying to keep you dumb and uneducated and keep you fucking hating instead of seeing all the opportunities that are out there and exist for you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's bullshit.
I
It's
got a
fucking
line in my
bullshit.
pocket. I'm lying. I got a 9 in my pocket.
you
Baby,
dying.
I'm just dying to cock 'em.
There you go.
He's ready for war. I'm ready for war. I got my shitties to switch ready. But
Oh my god, dude. So I'm getting so many fucking comments on that video that I posted, the Eminem MGK
oh, yeah,
reaction.
people getting mad at you.
A couple are getting mad at me, a couple are saying some bullshit or
Did
whatever.
Stan
But it's
hit
like,
you up with a starter cap?
dude, they're like leaving essays and it's like, oh, you know, like he won because, you know, he named it after this movie called Kill Shot and he called it Kill Shot and this guy's name
Yo, I
was
said
Colson.
that to Stone,
And all these
actually,
like
in a
all these
personal
fucking
conversation.
variables and tiny little things and it's like, yo, if you gotta go into so much detail to believe that shit and hype yourself up, then I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
That's the type
It's
of
just
reaching
so
I
weird.
don't.
Like,
That's the type of reaching that's too far for me.
Yeah.
But you know what? I respect it when it's genuine.
Yeah,
You know
yeah, what up, Jordan, homie?
Any artist I know, really, to be current, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not subscribing to that fact solely and being like, I believe that was it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Eminem did that strategically.
Oh, fuck, I hope not, man. That's just too much
Eminem is
bullshit,
strategic
man.
like Drake, except Drake's strategic in a beneficial way, and Eminem's
Yeah.
strategic in an
Yeah.
artistic way.
To me, like,
Drake
that
is
stuff's
super,
like,
it's like, yo, the game is chess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Eminem's like that, but with like music. And
I feel
sometimes
you.
the shit doesn't hit the way it hits and we don't connect with it.
Yeah.
But like any of his whack music, aside from like Fack and, you know, dumbass songs, but like even like Relapse, people look at that like his worst album.
Yeah.
It's actually like a fucking fire album.
Yeah.
It's just the stupid accent you can't get over, right? But like there's always a layer to his shit, whether you catch it or not, kinda, you know. And I'm not trying to say everything is deeply thought out, like Kill Shot and shit, but like, you know what I mean? There is layers to his music. So I'm not saying I necessarily believe that whole Kill Shot shit, you know, and I believe Stans will do anything they can to defend their master.
They went overboard. I was like,
Right?
what the fuck is wrong
I
with
agree,
y'all,
I
man?
agree. But I'm editing blues in a video and shit, but at the end of the day, like, if any artist that's popular in our
Shout out
current
to Oddman. What up,
generation
homie?
would do something that deep, it would be him.
Hey, I got the Oddman watching here on well, I had him watching on IG Live. That's someone we should probably get him up here on the show, man.
I'll be with it.
He's the commissioner of what? Was the MBL?
I don't know, but he, when we first interviewed Fife Dog, which was just in that room over there, rest in peace, Fife Dog,
Yeah,
rest in
yeah.
peace, Tribe Called Quest. What? Some Suzanne was just like, don't sit at the poker table when you should be at Baccarat. What's Baccarat? Baccarat.
That's like another gambling type game, I think.
I don't know. I just know Sick Bow. I do Sick Bow roulette.
Word.
Sorry, I don't know that. You should be at. So she was she's making a profound statement to something we were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, probably the Eminem versus MGK. Probably.
Yeah, probably something like that.
But yo, what I do want to hashtag let's talk about it. Now I've been waiting for this moment. All right.
Which
now,
moment is
I love
this?
Eminem. He's disappointed me for years. I was happy with Kamikaze finally.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Good
buy.
album.
I didn't even buy or listen to the last album
They're
because
all online, man.
yeah, but
You
I didn't
stream that
listen
shit.
to it all the way. Every other Eminem album
Yeah.
I've bought within the week it came out. Just to like, you know what I mean? Because it's
So you're a
always
stan.
even no. Well, you could say that, I guess. You could say that to a degree, but I'm not a stan because I've for years, ever since Encore came out, I've been very vocal about how disappointed I was.
Yeah.
He's just the only artist I chose to hang on to that hope for so long. When I kept getting more disappointed each project, right?
Yeah.
And that's why when Revival came out, I didn't even peep it. Because the songs that came out, Wild and Water, that shit,
Yeah,
yo,
it's kinda
no
wild.
disrespect to M, because we want that interview. I love you, Shady.
Trying to
But
get
what I'm
that
saying is
paper.
That shit was whack to me.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? I wasn't feeling it. Like, I'm not saying some people didn't feel it.
I don't
but
like
that wasn't
super
for me.
nasal tone M. You know what I mean? When
No, I
M
love
goes
that.
Super nasal
Are
tone.
you afraid of a blade made of a razor with AIDS, blood dripping
Well,
from
that's
it,
the
ripping your
old
stomach
school.
up from the waist up?
That's the old
You talk a
school
lot of
nasal
chunk, but you was
tone.
never ill though. I'm strong enough to beat you to death with a feather pillow.
Yeah.
Tipped over some cows just for choking the
That's the
live,
old
choke-
school
choke
type.
the
I'm talking about that
giraffes.
now, like that now nasal tone stuff. It's like, fuck.
It's the screamy shit.
Yes, if you went back to that old shit, I'd be like, oh fuck
But
yeah.
you know what? No, I fuck with Kamikaze. What was the point we were making talking about? Oh, the one thing I do
His
want to say
albums.
though, I went
amazing.
on every social media platform I had earlier today,
Mm-hmm.
and I did this before the show. I'm gonna do it one more time. My beak is very bent, right? Okay.
You got
I
your
did with
orange
different. I
forage
did it with a
storage
different
report.
hat on before, but
What was that line?
hello world. Right now I'm wearing one of those fucking hats, and I'm representing a weird beard because I have to send my condolences out to the family of Machine Gun Kelly. MGK, you fought a good fight, Not everybody can survive a binge.
Ah,
Now let's talk about it. Hashtag that shit right there.
binge.
Binge is garbage.
I have not heard binge yet.
But I heard
I'm
the
definitely gonna
reviews.
check it out.
Yeah.
Nothing but bad reviews. I went to people. I'm like, the fuck
Yeah,
out of
I
here.
didn't even get it in my record pool. That's how bad it was.
Word.
And it's not even project.
I get shit sent to me.
You know when they do the labels, do the
Yeah.
weekly projections for people to talk
Yeah.
about? Everyday Struggle today was like, well, we didn't even get projections.
I think you
We
know
didn't
what?
even get the projections.
You know what?
From-
You know what
that's how
man?
bad.
I think even Puff don't even fuck with MGK.
Nah, man, yo.
Because it's like
Yeah, Puff's
he was
making
And you know
quiet
what?
the whole time
Yo.
until M said something about
And yo,
Biggie.
and Cheza shared a video
Yeah.
about all the discrepancies in the MGK interview with the
Yeah.
Breakfast Club. Which when I watched it, I was already like, this is kind of corny, but like I kind of agreed with him more. But once Cheza posted that video and I watched
Cheza's
it,
been going hard with that too.
no,
He and
yes,
Cheza been
but
going
you
back
know
and
what?
forth.
That video he posted though made nothing but bare good arguments.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree.
No, it was like it was no like
Cheza also posted a lot
was
of
no
like,
reaching
like,
shit.
fake shit, reaching shit too. Not
He
just Cheza,
does,
a
but
lot of
that
people.
video
No,
wasn't
not does.
reaching.
But I mean, when it comes to the MGK shit, and not just Cheza, a lot of people posted a lot of reaching ass shit. So I was kind of laughing the whole time.
no, but that
What?
one video is legit,
Yeah.
man. Like the funniest part of it is they play the part where he's like, "Wait, you mean where he told me to shut the fuck up?" Stuttering ass, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And when I first listened to the Breakfast Club interview, I'm like, yo, that's hard. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like he kind of got it right there. Like, I kind of feel bad for M at this moment. But then when this dude chopped this video up, he showed all the points where MGK stuttered in his interview.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's literally 2.5 minutes. And some of it's like a fucking. I told her like.
But this is why I love
Yo,
the internet.
it's
'cause
funny. It's
You
funny
can
as
like take
shit.
any fucking audio or video
Yeah.
and manipulate it and make it look like what you want it to look like.
But it's funny.
I know that.
Like everything, 'cause a lot of the points MGK made, firstly, were false in that interview, and the ones that weren't false.
I wouldn't say technically false. Like when he said I sold 20 million records.
Yeah, he didn't sell 20 million.
He said
records.
records. He didn't say albums.
There's
So-
a huge difference between records and albums.
And this is the thing. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
go, "Oh, it was singles and it wasn't albums," and it's like, okay.
No, yeah, that's
Some people
true.
don't even know.
Like Wild Boy and shit like
But
that.
a lot of
Probably sold a
people-
lot of records as
A lot of
single.
people in the industry, just because they're in the industry doesn't mean they know what the fuck they're talking about. So he might be saying records meaning the records that he sold, and he didn't mean albums, but he can't articulate what he's saying.
Yeah, like a 99-cent iTunes
So
sale
it's like
on
when
Wild
people,
Boy
it's
or
almost
some
like
shit.
the Kanye show, and everyone went off of what he said about,
I got you.
and he didn't say that. That's the whole thing about the Kanye
That's
show.
what I mean. Like
Beautiful.
MGK doesn't have a platinum album.
No, but he has singles that done well.
Yeah.
And
Not a
MGK
lot of
doesn't have a
singles,
platinum
but a
album?
few.
I'm sure he's definitely got it.
No,
Well,
look it up.
who
Look it
has-
up.
he doesn't
Yo,
have-
look it
okay.
up. Fact check.
But who has a fucking platinum album in the age of streaming other than Rihanna and Drake?
All right,
You
but
know,
when you
like-
go on a
A
program
lot of people do.
and say
Physical
20,
sales?
Yeah.
I've got 20
That's
million
fine.
albums.
Singles,
Yo,
Whole
They
bunch
get,
of people.
they
got.
get platinum off of stream.
Either
But we're not
way.
talking about that. But
Yo,
that's
you
the
know
new
what?
era. They still got the unique thing. I'm looking
Mhm.
about their overall sales.
You know
their
what,
overall
though?
streams.
All of us know
That's a
that
sale.
album sales don't have shit to equate to talent. They have to do with great
Of course.
promotion,
Yeah.
marketing, a good team,
Right.
and money backing you. So let's not even argue that. But let's just argue the fact that, yo, you dissed them. He got at you over some shit. You made it look like some smaller shit, but it was more than that. You got at M. You dissed them. And that's the funny part. They don't even talk about that in the Breakfast Club interview. MGK went at M a few months ago on that Tech 9 record. That's where the whole
Yeah.
shit boiled from. It's like
Yeah.
everybody acting like it's the Haley tweet. It ain't about
No,
that.
even M said
That's
it
where
wasn't
it'll
about the
spark.
tweet. M said it wasn't about the tweet.
It's about the Tech 9 record, right? And that's
Yeah.
the thing. So all I'm saying is, you know, M was justified to do his shit on Kamikaze. He kind of gave him a lot of bars, but he was justified to like at least hit him. You know what
No,
I'm
he
saying?
hit him still. But
The MGK responds. Everyone
Yeah.
acts like MGK was the one who like M had to respond to that. M
No.
didn't even have to
M
respond to
responded
Rap
to-
Devil
to
because
the
he
tag.
dissed him first.
of course, and then he hit him with that, and then that wasn't.
Kill Shot's a
I
better
like.
record.
I like the the disses to MGK on the fucking album compared to Kill Shot.
I like that
Yeah.
more. Not Alike is better than Kill
Right?
Shot. Yeah.
But
you know who the fuck you
Yeah.
are, Kelly.
Yeah,
don't
I
like
love
this-
how he did
that's-
that.
That was
you
ill.
should have
Because
kept it
that-
as that.
That was fire.
Because that's R. Kelly, pedophile, you're talking about my daughter.
Exactly.
And if y'all was like, oh, Killshot did it, you guys missed that whole shit over there. That's what you should have been looking at.
that was
right.
that was the shit.
I knew who you are, Kelly. I was like, what?
That was fire.
At first, I didn't know the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it, and then oh shit, he's talking about that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
And then
verse-
he brought up the
that
Tech
verse
9
impressed me a
shit.
lot more
That
than-
shit,
than
that's what I
Killshot.
told people. That shit was
I agree.
harder
That
than
impressed me a lot
Killshot.
more than kill shots.
But
You
see,
guys don't
and this
get
is what
it.
I'm saying. So it's like looking at LL versus Cannabis, right?
Right.
And dismissing the fact that LL did the verse on 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Mm.
After.
You're like that's like looking at the Cannabis beef, like it starts with second round knockout.
Yeah.
Rip the Jacker, or sorry, Jack the Ripper, then Rip the Jacker, or
Yeah.
whatever.
I feel you. I
Or
feel you.
Can I
Understand.
Bust? Sorry, was the LL joint. But you know what I mean? Like that's like the same thing that's happening here. Is like people are overlooking the fact that M stepped with the hardest shit first.
Yeah.
Like LL's verse on 4, 3, 2, 1 is way harder than Can I Bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
The only
Let's
problem
get
with
back
that
to this
L
mic
verse,
about
that rewrite written shit, like
Yeah.
that was a punk move. Like
I love the pull. Yo,
You rewrote-
I ain't even saying LL pulled a punk move.
That was a
I
punk
I said a
move,
lot of shit
man.
about a lot of people this
because
podcast.
cannabis,
trying to get that-
cannabis
Shout outs to
didn't diss him.
LL motherfucking
Cannabis
Cool
didn't
J.
diss
Because we
him.
trying to get
And he
that
wasn't
interview
trying
and
to
get
diss
that
him.
money.
LL took it as a diss.
He did. He didn't
That
see that
was
was
the
paying
problem. That's all the
homage.
respect.
Well, because the
of-
cannabis
That's what
bars
it
they got
was.
cut out. Yo, L, is that a mic on your arm? Let me borrow that. Cannabis is the type to fight for
But it
mics.
was a-
Beating
but it
the
was
death
a-
of
it
beating
was a-
dead
but it
to
was a
life.
compliment.
Yeah,
That's
but-
the whole point.
yeah, but-
and he took it as a diss.
No, but do you know how?
He did.
You know why I can see it as a diss too? Because
No, that wasn't a
yo,
diss,
L, is that a
man.
mic on your arm? Let me borrow that.
Yeah,
Because cannabis is
but
the type to
that's not-
fight for mics.
Yeah,
Beating to death
but it was a
and beating
compliment,
dead
bro.
to life.
It was a compliment, and L took it as a diss.
Yeah, because he said, I'm coming for your mic.
Nah, he said, "Can I borrow
Yeah,
that?"
but then
It
he
was
said,
a
'cause cannabis is the
compliment,
type to
man.
fight for
Yeah,
mics.
he's a guy who's a fight for Mike, but he's asking you,
Can I
if I
borrow
can
it?
fight,
It's actually a
fight me.
respect
It was a
line.
respect line.
But I could see
L
how that
just
could
took
get
it the wrong
twisted
way.
easy.
Took it the wrong
Especially
way.
like, yo, that's like going at 50 with the same line. Like 50 is gonna get so petty immediately. Like,
But that's
he's
the
not
whole
asking
point.
you
A
what
lot
you
of
meant.
rappers are petty.
Yeah, mad rappers are petty.
I
That's
don't
why, yo,
understand
shout
the
outs to
pettiness of
Nori,
rappers.
because Nori has respect for the petty rappers.
He's got a track called King Petty. I love
Yeah,
that song.
I love that. I love when
Petty,
people are their
man.
real selves. And yo, and I don't even want to bring it back to Drake, but that's the thing about Drake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I feel like
pettiness
he's
is
not
good.
being him. No one is that
Sometimes-
good of a guy. You're not going out to hookah bars and
Yeah.
having kids with
What's
strippers
that line he had in
when
his
you're the
album?
nice guy. You
Was
know what I
that-
mean?
yeah,
Gives a
was-
fuck though.
It's
The
some
end
grimy
of the-
shit.
was
But
that
you know
the-
what? That's one thing that makes Royce so great.
That's what I
Some
love
of his
Royce.
best songs are talking about cheating on his wife and
No,
fucking.
no. But here's the thing. About Eminem fans and Royce. See, in my personal opinion, Royce's album is the best fucking album that has come out this year.
Bravo.
Book of Ryan is the best fucking LP that has come
It's
out this
better
year.
than
But-
Kamikaze, hands down.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. And people are like, oh, you hate Eminem. You hate him because he's white, this, that, and the other. No, I
Nah,
fucking
bro.
don't. I found Eminem when I was fucking 17 years old, and I told everybody this guy's gonna be fucking
Yeah,
like GOAT
yeah.
status. But I kind of grew out of some of the stuff he's doing. However, again, as I have stated, the Book of Ryan is the best fucking album that has come out this year.
Hands
This
down.
year has been the best album for boom bap hip hop fans in years, and a lot of them just complain about bullshit. And I go the same way these guys are like, you know, oh 6ix9ine, these guys they're ruining the game. Like, no. Just fucking go out there and dig, and you'll find the gems because they were out there to
Yeah.
shit. But again, the Book of Ryan is the best album that's
Just
come out this
so
year,
fire.
and the best verse on that entire album
Is
is
that him?
Eminem's verse. That is the best verse.
You're looking at the tiller, the psychopathic killer, the
He
caterpillar.
destroyed that
Don't
shit.
tell me when I'm supposed to rap it, till
Murdered it.
especially if you
Murdered
think
it.
a rapper
I
ain't even have
murdered
a
it.
zilla.
honestly,
Ow!
I never really liked California.
Murdered
I like
it.
the Logic one better than M. Sorry.
No.
I'm just being and that's just my own thing. Not because I don't like what M did. I'm just being me. I'm just
Yo,
saying what I feel.
Logic surprises me from time to time. I'm
Yo,
not
that's
gonna lie.
blasphemous.
No,
Logic
I like
surprises
people.
me
I
from
just
time
like
to
the
time,
Logic.
man.
This funny thing, we supposed to think about who the top rapper is. A lot of people shit on Logic. Logic got some hot shit.
No, Logic's ill.
And
He
knows that
seems
too.
corny as fuck, but sometimes he's
He
got
got some
some
hot shit.
Yeah, well, you
dope
know what? He
shit,
took
so-
a corny approach to get popular, but he's an
Yeah.
ill rapper.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
I don't know any other white rapper that stepped on a fucking prime joint and
White,
went part
white,
to
white,
part.
white.
He's
Irish,
he's
so-
half. he's half.
I'm fucking with you. The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of
He's
people don't
half.
know he's half.
He's
Yeah, I
half.
know.
He can
What?
pass.
If you
Pass for
if
what?
you don't know he's half, you never listen to a fucking song of his. It's not a fucking thing he
Yo,
talks about.
He kind of, in my opinion, he kind of looks like a skinnier version of Mo. No tattoos,
Yeah, he
little
does.
skinnier version
Yeah, he's a
of Mo.
scrawny Mo Littles.
Yeah, shout out Mo Littles, man.
Yo, and shout out to scrawny Mo Littles, Logic. M.O.
Shut up,
Logic.
yeah. But no, but you know what I mean? Like, Book of Ryan is, in my opinion, the best album. And, you know what I mean? So these Eminem fans, when they're saying, oh, Eminem this, Eminem that, and they haven't even dropped the fact that that verse is better than anything he did on this fucking album, in my opinion.
Yo.
It's like, man, you just saying this because his album dropped. You don't care about the
His album
other
was
spectrum
dope,
of other things that have dropped. You care about this.
And that's the only thing, y'all didn't even catch on to the
But
MK.
he's
This
done
is
better
Pondo's
shit.
album.
Right.
You're just talking about Kill Shot, but what was he saying on the album?
That's the shit, man.
Exactly.
And that's why I was
That
like, yo, I don't really
track,
like
so-
Kill Shot.
Yo, but you know what?
I think
Kill
that's
Shot-
dope. I
So,
think it's dope.
I played it the
I think
first
it's dope.
time, and that's when I made my first post, and I'm like, yo, it ain't Eminem's best diss, but he got at him.
Yeah, he
I
got
think
at
it's a
him.
better. I
For
think it's a
real.
better diss.
Yeah, it just didn't kill him.
Alright.
Then as I went back and listened more, well, the next time I played it, Chris came up, right? I was at the station.
Yeah,
when
you
I
said
first
this
heard
last
it.
week, and
So
he was
Chris
all
came
over
up,
it.
and he was like, yo, and he
No,
kept
it's
making
okay.
me pull it back. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
okay,
dope.
wait, I'm
Yeah.
sleeping here.
Yeah.
And once I really peeped game and like we discussed it, I'm like, yo,
It's dope,
like,
but Rap Devil's a better song overall, man.
let's talk.
And
about it.
yeah.
It's a better song overall,
Yeah.
man.
But this track's ain't about making a better song.
Eminem outbarred him.
Yeah.
Straight up. But,
And even outdissed them, in my opinion.
but,
Like,
There's-
MGK went up on the Breakfast Club, he's like, yo, we talking facts in my track. And funny shit, he's like, you talking about man buns? It's like the first shit you said in your song was your fucking beard is weird.
But the thing about the
salute
man bun,
actually, weird beard
but
gang.
the thing about the man bun thing was, it's not, that was for a movie. That's not what he fucking every day. And he got the weird beard
Yeah, I've
every
been
day.
seeing Eminem rock.
I think that was for
MGK rock man
roadies,
buns.
though.
For
He was
what?
doing that show roadies
Yeah, back in
on
the
whatever.
day and shit, like that dude's always
I
had hair
remember-
all over the place. Like
Nah,
sometimes
he's
with a little
balding,
bald
man.
Nah,
That's
bro,
what.
he
See,
never had a man
if
bun.
M wanted to kill, if M wanted to kill MGK, he would have been like, "Yo, you balding and got a hair transplant at 24," and that would have deaded everything. Because if you look at MGK, I remember being like, "Yo, this guy's fucking balding early at like 20. What the fuck?" And all of a sudden now he's got full head of hair and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
he had the
definitely got that
transplant.
transplant,
Right.
and
You
them
know
could have
what?
destroyed him on that shit.
I
but
feel like
he
Eminem could have
didn't.
dug deeper.
Yeah,
But at
that's
the end
my
of the day-
situation with that.
But yo, at the end of the day, it's like
Why?
he still beat him without digging
But he
deeper.
did beat him.
He did because
He
the
did not
first
beat him.
because the first diss was better than Rap Devil.
It wasn't better than Rap. It was better than
Yeah.
Kill Shot.
It was better than Rap Devil.
Yeah, that like I
Yeah,
said,
it is
for me,
what it
those guys
is.
were just jabbing. It was like, okay, I'm gonna hit you
No, I
with
think
this.
Eminem was jabbing, and I think MGK gave it his all.
I don't know. If he gave it
Man,
Did you
At the end
listen
of
to
the day-
Binge, fam?
no, but binges has nothing to do with the fucking.
Oh, it has a
Devil.
lot to do with it.
How does it?
I'm gonna check the album, see how it sounds.
Does binge have a
I'm
bunch of
telling you,
Eminem disses?
if I'm in MGK's position,
Yeah.
and I even have the opportunity
Yeah.
to rightfully go at a god in hip hop,
Yeah.
you're getting smashed.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing. Like Ja Rule, Everlast had harder
But
bars
Binge-
against Eminem.
Binge as a
Yo,
project-
you just gave that look. All right, so now we're gonna go through it.
I apologize. I just
Was he
Binge
saying
as
like
a
you smack
project.
up your girl while
But
you're
Binge
doing
as
your
a
bed?
project.
I look in on your child and do things for your kid. Got it texting you, telling about the things that we did. Pictures of us chilling all up in your crib. You know, that's just so
Listen,
hard.
you know why this shit
Yeah.
doesn't faze me anymore?
Like
Because I'm such a
stand
fucking
for never
WWE
living in a row.
fan. This shit is just Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles
Yeah,
right now.
right.
It's the same fucking shit. It doesn't fucking phase me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
No.
is what it is. It's
The
not really
Project
progressing
Binge,
anything.
Just like
you
the
know?
like Eminem's Kamikaze
Whatever,
project
fuck it.
has nothing to do with what they're talking about.
But you know what?
It's
On the
something
real.
that's personal, based on some other bullshit, based on
Yeah.
some other bullshit, based on some other bullshit.
But hold on. Can
That's
we,
all it is. You don't drop an album to like,
Right.
I want to drop my album or a single just to diss you, and then yeah, everything's over. Because if that was the case, MGK would have been over without putting out Binge.
right.
He just
I
already
think-
buried himself.
I think Eminem wanted that Joe Budden smoke.
With what?
I think he wanted that Joe Budden smoke.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
I think that's what M really wanted.
Possibly.
Maybe he might have
But
wanted that Joe Budden.
Even
smoke,
Crooked
man.
Eye said, yo, it's not going to be easy for M to fucking deal with Budden.
Mhm.
And that's Crooked saying that.
But you know what?
Because he said,
MGK almost had a more fair battle. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people don't like Joe Budden. Now, a lot of people
Oh,
do,
yeah.
especially as a
a lot of people didn't
podcaster.
know who MGK was.
Do you know what? I honestly had to get into Budden's podcast to really get into him as an MC.
Yeah.
Because for years, everything I ever heard by him,
Yeah.
I was like, this is whack.
No, man. he's
And on
dope,
the
man.
Slaughterhouse records, I remember when they did the session one, Eminem and Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
And there's like, where Joey at? And they cut the beat before he even rapped. I was pumped. I was like, thank God you got the wackest verse off the song before it even dropped. You know what I mean? Like, to me, and this is not just me, a lot of people I know who fuck with Slaughterhouse when they were a group, we're always like, yo, Joe Budden is the weak link.
What about his solo
I go
projects?
back and I listen now and I'm like, Budden is ill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what about
it's his lisp, it's his unenergetic rap voice.
Well,
it's
maybe
all
he
those
was
other
that
things
way
we were
because
talking
of the
about before.
situation.
Man,
There's
you know what?
voices in hip hop.
Man, when it comes
Yeah.
down to Joe Budden, the thing is like, there's certain rappers that they gotta get really hyped to rap, myself included. Like I'm a little bit more intense the hyper I get. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to Biggie's first album, he was really pushing. But if you listen to the second album, he was able to dial it back. Nas is the master of really dialing it back.
Album Biggie more.
But Budden, you know what I'm saying? Budden is just that dude. Budden does the same thing that Nas does. It's like a dude just sitting beside you, smoking that cigarette, conversating.
They both do the same thing that Rakim did.
Kind of, just
let's
like,
be honest.
No. They kind of do,
Rakim
but
is the father of this laid back style.
yes, but no. Rakim is still putting a certain rhythm in it where it's like a little bit more jazzier than what these guys are kind of doing. Nas and Budden have the ability to like drop rhymes like they're standing beside you, just talking into your ear.
Breaks, I'm everlasting, I can go on.
Budden don't rap like that.
Like yo, Rakim would just smoothly
No, I
fucking
feel
rip the
you.
illest shit you
I
ever heard.
feel you. But
Like
these guys are
Eric B for president and the other first joint. No.
Yeah.
But everything after that, he was the smooth flower.
Cool, no, and I feel that. But these guys are more like they're sitting in your car, smoking that blunt with you, having a conversation.
That's Rakim.
Yes, but again, he was still a little bit, you know what I'm saying, more jazzy with. They just kind of took it a little bit more. But again, I hear exactly what you're
It's
saying.
just smooth conversation.
Right, where you're like, man, this fuck okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like someone kicking knowledge to you, or sometimes it's just straight ignorance to you. You know what I mean? It's like getting you amped up, putting that battery in your back or whatever. But it's just the way they're able to do it. It's just a very, very
Nonchalant.
yeah, and it's a hard thing to do because naturally you want to put some inflection and some tone and some more rhythm and some drive so that you can kind of ride off of that wave. You know what I'm saying? It's a very hard thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Can we just be fucking factual here? Like nonchalant rap is so ill, man.
Why we always talk about rap on the show? But yes, nonchalant rap is dope.
Yo, we were talking about Faith Goldie spread eagling or some shit.
All right. But you know what we do have to talk about? Listen.
What do we got to talk about?
All right.
We got
we got like
less
5
than 7 minutes.
Exactly. So I'm gonna rattle off a list, and we need you to fucking finish this list because you've been avoiding this shit for weeks now. So I'm gonna rattle off a list: marijuana, magic mushrooms, MDMA. Hasn't been 7 years since I tried that shit, but I fucking loved MDMA. It was really fun. I tried ketamine once and it felt like I was on a fucking flying carpet.
Wait, you tried K-Fed?
I tried K-Fed once. I didn't even know it was called K-Fed. Listen, I felt like I was on a flying carpet. It fucking sucked. I just wanted to smoke weed. And yeah, that's all the drugs I've ever taken in my life, unless they're prescribed by a doctor. You need to give us that list, homie. Rattle off that fucking list. It's been 2 weeks since you.
So the only drugs I've ever done are weed and alcohol.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Give us that list.
Yeah.
We want to know.
I want to know. Have you ever sniffed cocaine? I want to know. Have you ate mushrooms to the brain?
Yeah.
Have you done amphetamine?
Might have. If there was some in MDMA, yeah.
Have you ever sniffed some blow?
Nope.
Got some crystal meth with hoes. I know.
I've been around people doing everything,
And I
though.
done lots of drugs straight to this brain.
All right, but is that your
Have you
honest
ever huffed gas? Smoked crack at the back of the bus without a butt pass? Ever had cocaine so stuck in your mustache that you can't?
All right, no, for real though. Come on, man. You gotta give up this list, man. It's been 2 weeks. We need to know this list.
I've smoked weed.
Shout out Georgie
I've
Porter
smoked
tuning in,
hash.
man. What's up, Georgie?
I've smoked shatter.
Okay. What the fuck? That's all this marijuana strains, homie. Get the fuck out of here.
I smoked
This
mushrooms.
guy's been
once.
avoiding this list for
Actually, I
fucking
smoked
weeks.
mushrooms a couple times.
What
I was
happened?
told that if you smoke them, you go blind. So like we were like so careful, like ah. And then one day my friends got a little more risky and they blew the smoke at each other's eyes because they were just already high.
What
Like,
happens when you
fuck it.
smoke mushrooms? You get fucked up?
No man, it's just gross.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
I smoked copious amounts of salvia
Okay.
to where like. One time, I thought my head was part of a gear in a massive machine. Like I closed my eyes and I opened them,
Yeah.
and all I could see was blackness.
Yo,
and then there was
Salvia's
there was like
crazy.
a view.
Sorry, Salvia, I gotta add to the list too. Salvia's
Hey.
fucking crazy.
And then like there was like a above head image. It was like heaven was watching me, and like
Word.
it just raised up above my head, but I could see what heaven was seeing. I wasn't looking with my own
Salvia?
eyes. And my head, you know how a gear is like this?
Yeah.
My head was one part of a gear and a massive mechanism just going.
Okay.
And I'm like, ah, screaming, and my head is just like part of
Okay.
this gear and a mechanism, and I'm looking at it from an above view, and then all of a sudden I snapped out of fucking shit, and I was drooling all over myself, and my parents were like, yo, you're fucked. No, my parents, sorry, my friends were like, yo, you fucked.
Should we do the edible episode next week?
We don't do that. And those are the only drugs I've ever done.
I don't know. I think you're leaving a few out.
Okay.
What about DMT? I want to try
Let's see what
DMT.
people are talking about.
I think like that's the only other one that I want to
Steve
try.
Katz like LOL. Alright, so
So we coming up on the 90-minute mark.
I've sniffed a lot of coke.
Yeah. I think I feel like I've been around you when you kind of have sniffed a lot of coke.
Really?
Am I implementing you right now?
Might be.
Yeah, on Markham Street. I was hanging out like it was I don't want to say what other rappers were there. There were a couple other performers
I
there
didn't
one
usually
night.
do coke back in those
No,
days.
you know what? We
We
were
were
coming home-
more likely to catch me on coke nowadays.
No, we were coming home from Studio Bar.
I was on coke at a show we
We
did
were coming home from
recently.
Studio Bar, and yeah, okay, I think I know what show that is. Shout out to Snack the Ripper. But
No, I was on
Oh.
coke then.
Club 120,
Yeah, I was chilling.
Club
Yo,
120.
damn, you think I was on a high then? Yo, you
I don't
really
know.
don't know what high means. Like.
No, I think you hide that.
No,
I think you're
man.
good with it. I think like
No.
you're just, you know, what I'm saying you're good with that shit. I don't
hide
fucking
shit.
know.
I don't give a fuck. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. I just don't come
Word.
out like, yo, I'm high on coke, motherfucker. I'm gonna announce that
Yo,
shit.
you know
what I
what's
mean? I'm trying
fucking
to hide it
crazy?
to a degree.
You know what's
but-
crazy? So I told my dad that I never did cocaine. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like he was so
And then he
shocked.
told you
Yeah.
stories.
He was so shocked that I'd never done cocaine in my life. I've never done cocaine in my life.
Oh man,
But
you gotta
I have
try
been
it.
around cocaine a lot of my life. So it's
Yo, you
kinda
gotta
weird.
try that shit, man.
No, I don't.
That's fire.
I'm
Nothing on my
good.
nose, man.
I'm good.
Shit
Yeah, what
comes
if-
out my nose.
What- let's-
Oh man, when I was in high school, we used to rail ecstasies when I used to sell them. I told you guys about the VHS, right?
I have railed MDMA one time.
Did
and
I
the
tell you
trip
guys about the
sucks.
VHS?
No.
Oh god, all right, we ain't bringing up the VHS
All
right
right,
now.
so that's for next
We don't
week.
got enough time. But
Fuck.
oh god,
Okay.
the VHS, yeah, that was my high school days, man. There was a point where I railed ecstasy, and that's like sniffing it. That's like not even just popping pills.
Yeah, I
that's
did
like
that with MDMA
crushing up.
once.
Yeah, but ecstasy, like it's just filthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a point where I crushed up ecstasy and sniffed them every day for like a year and a half.
Jesus.
And I kept a
For a
document.
year and a half?
Yeah, I kept a documented
Holy fuck,
journal
yeah.
of my life at that point. And my parents obviously noticed something was off.
Yeah.
They read this journal one day when I was like at school, and I came home to them with the journal sitting out, sitting on
Yeah.
the couch, and they're like, "We have to talk."
Oh,
That's like,
shit, bro.
Whoa.
That's crazy. Shout out to my brother Alex, because
Yeah.
I think my brother Alex did something kind of similar. And, you know, my brother Alex is brave as fuck, man. I remember when he was like 14, he was like, fuck this shit.
Oh,
I
man.
ran away to New Brunswick. But,
The VHS is like part 2 of the journal. but
Yeah, what the fuck?
VHS is
like,
deep.
you made a tape or something?
Oh, it's deep.
Okay.
It's
okay.
deep. I
This
won't
guy
mention
making fucking
names.
confessionals and
Well,
shit, huh?
it'll implement, but either way, we'll talk about that because we're almost at the end for this week, so we'll talk about that
Alright.
later. Everybody get your shout outs out. I didn't even give you all my drugs yet. So
Yeah,
if
you know,
re-
man,
if
fuck,
you
we
remember
gotta
to
finish
ask me
the
next
ongoing
week, maybe
fucking
we'll
story.
get
We
there.
gotta finish
This
the
is like the
story,
building,
man.
like, like we're building suspense here.
Yeah, I want to know.
Kind of like that Eminem interview.
the drugs
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have taken. But alright, man. On that being said, fuck it. Man, I don't got a whole lot coming up yet. But November 9th, man, I'm playing my birthday party. Even though my birthday is October 27th, but I got my Scorpio B-Day
Hey.
Bash birthday party coming up.
And that day I'll be performing as well, and I'll be
yes, you'll
sniffing
be
coke off
performing.
the back of the bathroom stalls inside of the club. So
I
holla
believe
at me.
that. That's
If you
fucking
got
crazy.
coke, hit me up.
It's my birthday. You think I'd be the one doing that? But no, I gotta be
Hey.
sober and I gotta be running the show and
No, I
making sure
probably
shit
won't.
goes down
What night
proper.
of the week is it?
That's Friday.
Okay, if you got coke, hit me up. But
Okay, you know what? I'm sure somebody will
Yo.
have that for you.
No,
I never have it, but people around me always have that. You
No,
know
it's
what
like
I mean?
it's like a
So,
whack ecstasy. But you know, it's like either way.
I might have taken
this
ecstasy
later.
once, but more than MDMA, and I fucking loved it, but I hate the fucking week after. The 2-3 days right after taking MDMA, it's just like,
Well, the more you do it, the less worse that becomes.
Oh shit. Okay, well,
It's like drinking, you know what I mean?
well, I have not done it enough.
Yeah,
to
I remember,
it becomes worse,
sketching
and I
out
don't
used to
want
be
it.
the
I've done it in
worst.
7 years.
What's
So.
that?
Oh, sketching out on drugs used to be the worst.
Dude, I haven't done anything other than marijuana in like 7 fucking years, 6 years.
I feel like I'm at a point where it's time to like Breaking Bad again one more time. You know what I mean?
Oh, you just want to go to Bender?
No,
Oh, okay.
but just even taking like 5 hits of crystal meth is a bender in itself.
Yeah. Okay.
You do that within a 2-hour period, and you're up for like 36 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's a bender
yeah.
in itself without even recoup. Like I see how people get hooked on this shit. 'Cause you
Yeah.
just keep chasing the high. I'm like, yo, a couple of hits of that, I'm good.
No, absolutely,
And
man.
people are like, yo, you crazy. We don't get into the story, so
Yeah.
that was a one-time thing.
All right, but next week, are we gonna do the edible episode?
Is that next week?
Do you want to do it next week, or do we
Doing it
gotta
Friday
save it for
When
the
weed gets
17th?
legal.
Yeah,
We get Faith
both.
We get
man.
Faith Goldie on here and get her high. on
Why don't we do
edibles.
both? I mean, it's not like we can't do both, right?
Yeah, we can
Nah, I guess
keep
we
the
can do
edibles
that.
going. And
Okay.
you don't need a lot of edibles.
All right. Well, that being said, I am gonna roll a blunt. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. But like I said, I got my birthday show coming up November 9th, and I'm gonna really push that shit hard because
Oh,
I need
someone's
to
talking
bring
to us
fucking
about drugs,
anything.
so we gotta hit them up.
Oh shit! What are you
People
saying about
usually
drugs?
do them with alcohol, but that will fuck up your liver. I can't take the come down from the stems. But the cat, mushrooms and alcohol. Yo,
Oh, no,
fuck
that
outta
doesn't
here with
sound
that.
fun
No,
at
that shit is so
all.
trash.
No.
Yo, shout out to Steve. I'm not hating on you, fam. You know what I'm saying? But no, that shit is so trash. I
That
can't
does
even
not
fuck with
sound
that.
fucking
I've had
fun.
2 hits of acid sitting in a jar. Wow, I just
never
implemented my
tried acid.
Yo, I just take that back completely.
I've never tried
I have
acid at
no
all.
acid sitting at home since February of 2 years ago. I'm waiting.
My boy really wants
That
to
is
do
not
DMT,
fact.
so I'm gonna throw this out there.
Daz Dillinger
Hold
gets
on.
arrested on a
Let me-
blunt. I ain't fucking.
Let
yo,
me
I'm
throw
out of
this.
this shit.
Can I throw this out here real quick? My boy, who's working on his doctorate, he's got his master's degree. He really wants to try DMT, and he hit me up to get it. Like,
No, I
I
wanna
don't know
try
why
it.
people hit me up. Like, for the most part, I just the greenery. I don't give a
Hey.
fuck about any shit. But people always hit me up like I know the connection.
Yo, if
So
you find
if
that, can you
anybody
let me know?
knows where to get a little DMT or something, I guess fucking
Hey.
let me know. Maybe
Yo,
we'll do a
Dustin.
DMT. Yo, will you try DMT with us?
Yes.
I'll try DMT. I'll bring my boy in here and
It's
try
DMT,
DMT.
that shit that makes you like going out in
Yeah,
space and shit.
it's like
My
that-
boy did that
It's
shit.
like that real life drug. It's like it's like
Yeah.
adrenaline or.
My boy did that.
That's the only real hallucinogen I ever want to
He
try.
fucking changed his whole life. Changed.
Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
for positive or negative?
Motherfucker, yeah.
positive-
Yeah,
positive?
The
Okay,
guy-
yeah.
bring it
People
on.
say it changes your whole life.
Bring it on.
I have a
Bring it
friend
on.
who lives out west, and he once a year will go out to the rainforest
Yeah.
and do DMT and stay out there for a couple days because he said the first time he did it, it was just a life-changing
Okay.
experience.
Okay. So, like I said, my boy who's working on his doctorate, he's really been hitting me up trying to get that. So,
Hey.
if anybody knows where to get some of that, we could do a fucking DMT episode.
I would love to do that, and then we could do an
Can we?
episode where we all smoke meth.
No, what the fuck?
Hey.
No, this isn't drug labs. This is not fucking
Yo,
drug
clap
labs.
your hands in
like-
the comments if you want to see us all smoking.
No.
I can't even get past marijuana, man.
Hey.
Alright, man, but we're gonna get out of here. So, like I said, I got my birthday party coming up. Stone, what you got coming up, my brother? What you got anything popping? Where you DJing at this week? You gotta be DJing somewhere this week,
Not-
man.
Well, technically, yeah, but not this week. But very special surprise. Artist named Destiny, also known as Tory Lanez's sister.
Oh,
Hey.
is
shit.
coming out. So
Shout out to Tory Lane's
she's
sister,
pretty
man.
ill with the lyrics, man. So we'll
Can I-
hopefully
yo.
hear more about her.
Send me up an
Please
interview.
let me know.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that.
Freddie's looking for that right now first.
Oh, this is through the fifth?
Yeah,
Give me
so-
up. Give
This
me
is
a
through the
media
fifth?
pass for the show.
When is Breaking Records on?
This is
When's
through the
going
E,
out?
the Fred E fame,
So what
the
the break-
infamous.
Yeah, what do you do
We're
on it?
every Saturday and Tuesday, but our shit's not live, so we just pre-record everything.
Okay, so
So I come out to the show
Yeah,
and then be on the next
I'll
show.
talk to Freddie and then
Hey, word up.
Shout out
And actually,
Freddie's
speaking of
fame,
Tory
man.
Lanez, I'm going to a classified music video shoot tomorrow to
Oh, so
interview
where?
him.
You doing
Oh,
that
so
shit?
where?
It's all day?
Also,
Like 10 to 6 or something?
Yeah, I'm not there all day though. I'm just going
Yeah.
there near the end to go interview him.
Alright,
So
hit me
you,
up, man.
you're
I'm gonna try
going
to.
there to,
But,
is it classified?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
10 a.m. to
Chrissy
like
Pitts.
What
50
you're,
Pitts Park.
what you're interviewing?
I'm interview class, but Lanes is on that song, right?
Oh, okay,
well, at least
so-
he told me a month ago he was waiting to book a day
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah.
to shoot the video.
Yeah.
So unless
Fuck.
they decide to do a different video because
Yeah.
they couldn't line up Lanes, but to my personal
Should I go down to
understanding.
this fucking video shoot?
Lane should be there, so I'm hoping to
Yeah.
at least give him a dap, talk to him
Yeah.
about what we're about. And if I can't get an on the spot interview,
Yeah.
hopefully line something up.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that'd be dope.
that'd be out.
Yeah.
So you're saying I should go down to this video shoot?
I would, man. Fuck it. Like,
Is that the pitch?
just don't wear logos and don't wear
Yeah,
white.
don't wear white, they say, but
see, I'm not
that's
even
what Joe
going to
hit me
be
up
in the
and
video.
said.
I'm not even going to be in the video. I'm just there on business, right? But like me in class since I was out east and we went to his
Yeah, you
studio.
know, we go with him and
he's
his
been,
brother.
yeah, he's been talking like I've been waiting for him to come out here
Yeah.
because he's on tour next month, right? But he
Yeah.
said the next soonest possible time he would do it. But when he came for that private 400 people show we did, he was on CP24. He was doing a bunch of
Yeah.
shit. So he was pretty busy, and I was like, yo, it's all good. Like, fuck it. Like, we'll just do it next time. And he's like, I promise. So.
Well, shout out
Either way.
Classified,
He
man.
was supposed to come here to do it, but they do it in the video, and I was
Yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
I work close to your video shoot. I might as well just come there.
All right, you know what? I might fuck with you. Hit me up when you're going, and I'll come with you, and we'll do that class. And
Alright.
I'll sit there on the side at least. But I got some shit I gotta do tomorrow. I gotta go fucking find some spots.
I'll be there at 5:30, so if you want to come through.
Thing is, like, I just don't want to walk with all my gear. I got stuff to do, but whatever. That's a whole other story. Let's get out of here.
All right, your man
We got-
Maloney,
we got a
your
legend
man
up in the
Dustin
house.
Wareham, Mike Stone,
Yeah.
Toronto Talks.
Hey.
We the fuck out of here.
Hold on,
Thanks
hold
for
up.
watching.
We got to shout out a legend up in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Make some noise, please, sir.
Yeah,
Comes in
yeah.
every week. You know what I'm saying? That's a T-Dot legend right there.
We're interrupting his time every single week for y'all.
Alright, we
So
gonna
y'all
get
better
outta
show
here.
some fucking love. You know what
Toronto
I'm saying?
Talks. We got one love,
Toronto
baby.
Talks. We out.
Peace.
Peace the fuck out.
Next week, y'all. The edible episode, maybe. Possibly.
We still didn't get what's the guy's name? Rudy Giuliani? I'm gonna call him Rudy Giuliani.
Giuliani or